Welcome to Tempting Fate, where we are ready to get started long before the cameras turn.
Yeah, we were here for hours.
Thank you for joining us. Tonight we are doing part 2 of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We started last week. I will catch you up on what happened a little bit, and on everybody's characters again. But first, let's start off by welcoming everybody. My regulars, Ravi Thompson, Sam DeLev.
That's me!
Markia McCarty,
hey.
And our special guest, Cohen Enfield.
Hey.
They are back from last week, playing the same characters. Just for tonight is the conclusion to that one. And I want to give a shout out, big thanks to Dom behind the camera, Dom Zook.
Thanks, Dom. Thank you, Dom.
To John Harper, who created Lasers and Feelings, the game that we play here, it's a great game. And Enthusi Amy. Welcome, Enthusi Army.
Hug inclined,
as they say. Thank you for the sub, Be Right UK. Thank you, John Harper, and thank you, Dom, and thank you, Saving Throw. Saving Throw is the platform that lets us make all this possible. Hey, Denova, thank you for the sub. It's our good pal Denova who got us the penguin.
Hi, Ryfan. And hi, Meaning of Night.
Meaning of Night, who does the official Carrier Penguins. This is a good time to mention. Check out today's official Carrier Penguin at Tempting Fate RPG, done by our friend Meaning of Night. Thank you for the show. And Orion Lightning, thank you for the show. And to help keep the lights on here at Saving Throw and help keep this platform in place for us to do stuff like this and the charity broadcast and stuff. We got some tiers to throw out for tonight. Of course, as usual, there are Carrier Penguins. Oh, Geek and Sundry, thank you for the host. Wow, thank you.
Yay.
Oh, Poiso, hey, thank you for the show. That's Poiso from the Shadowrun show. Witness Me, thank you for the sub. So here are, there are Carrier Penguins as usual. You can send a Carrier Penguin to us with a message for us. I can see there's already one out here. We will get to Carrier Penguins a little later, and then we got some tiers for tonight. And the first tier is a Carrier Penguin related tier. If we get to $25 tonight, Sam here will read this week's Carrier Penguins in character as Adele, their character from the Carrier Penguins game. And that is $25, Carrier Penguins, personal delivery by Adele.
Adele, who is definitely a full-grown penguin, and therefore qualified to read your messages.
Yes. It's definitely not a child masquerading as an adult.
Thank you.
And if we get to $50 tonight, we will Rhyme Time will kick in. That is a favorite. Tonight it will last an hour. For 21 minutes tonight, half of the meaning of existence. The players will have to speak in rhyme.
God, this will be fine. Players are just cold.
No, all the players.
Are you sure? I heard
what would be the fun in that?
Schadenfreude would be the fun in that.
Hey, Strangely Raider, thank you. Oh my God.
Thank you.
So
starting off strong.
I can't enjoy it as much if
the
other
special
people aren't
delivery in
eating
place
it.
just to be ready.
Adult Carrier Penguins coming later.
Coming later. If we get to $50, there's Rhyme Time for 21 minutes. And if we get to $75, Rave's character, Chandler Edwards, will get a one-time ability to summon help from hyper-intelligent dolphins.
What? That zoologist degree paying off. The story degree.
Yep. The dolphins were the second.
Zoology.
Yes.
Definitely the graduate level.
Of course.
The dolphins were the second smartest creatures on Earth, right beneath the mice, and the mice are already helping them out. Rave will now be able to summon help from the dolphins one time. And if we get to $100 tonight, we're getting what I'm calling two heads are better than one. And Markia's character, Lila Eaglebottom, hey, thank you for the sub there, Explorer. Lila Eaglebottom will get a second head, a la Zappo Bigorak. And Markia will roll for the personality of that second head. And have to play them both. And they could be friends, they could be enemies, it could be whatever you want.
Same accent or different accent?
I know, it depends on the personality.
And if we get to $150 tonight, if you were that generous with us and you've been great with us tonight, $150, the Ravenous Bug Bladder Beast of Trial, Cohen's character, Kieran Gaiman will come face to face with a vicious wild animal from the planet of Tral, known for its never-ending hunger and its mind-boggling stupidity. And you will come face to face with the legendary ravenous buckbladder beast of Tral.
I've heard of it. In legend.
In legend, yes.
There's no direct accounts because, of course, it eats anybody who sees it.
Hopefully you have the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Oh yeah, no, I've got that. Well, I've got articles about it on my phone. Which
Holy hand grenade reference. Nice.
Run away!
Work that in somewhere, probably. And okay, if we
it'll
get
be
to
the first time anyone has awkwardly worked a Monty Python reference.
No, reference.
Reference.
An awkwardly worked in Monty Python ref. It'll be the first time it's ever happened at a table. I'm really excited for this nativity.
Innovation in tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, pushing the limits.
That's the thing in italics under Saving Throw Show.
Oh, Heart of Handprints, thank you for the sub. Smoker, thank you for the donation.
Oh, hey.
Thank you, Smoker. So if we get to $200, we will have a sneak preview. This week's game will briefly cross over into next week's game.
Oh, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, and you will get a chance to see a little bit early what's coming next week. And at $250 tonight, if we get to $250, The Earth Restored. Or An Earth, at least. They are all pretty much the same. Yeah. So,
this has no narrative stakes for our characters at all.
Kyra,
there are no dead children being held
right.
ransomed to this donation level.
No.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
That's grim.
My son.
That's very grim. It's very grim. Like if this were a DLC pack, I'd be like, yikes.
She knew the world was going to explode. I didn't tell her to. But yeah, if we get to $250, as often happens in Tellings of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, somewhere or another we will get our way back to the Earth, or An Earth, or an alternate Earth, or something very much like the Earth. Anything is possible.
Almost entirely, but not quite entirely unlike Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a sliders or
Slider. Yes, yeah, totally. It's like everything's the same except like the Golden Gate Bridge is blue. So yeah, that's $250, The Earth Restored, and as always, subs get to give players rerolls. I will give out a couple of those right now. These subs giving rerolls will be the only rerolls for tonight because there's no rerolls here.
This is fine.
There are some leftovers from last week. There are 2 in the pot for the table. Rave's got 3, Marquia's got 3, Sam's got 8, and I have 4.
How many do I have?
You.
I noticed you didn't list how many that I have. Oh, no, yeah, it's probably in that folder.
Dom, do you have someone in accounting see what?
I had the numbers.
Yeah, okay, they're going to run the numbers, and we will get back on that.
I did have the 2, and I used them.
I'm going to get back to you.
But we do have some subs.
Yeah, I had them, and I used them, and I know I don't have them anymore. I don't get them.
Well, let's find out maybe
No, that's what they're for. They're there to be used. So here are some new ones. Meaning of Night sends a reroll to me. Thank you, Meaning of Night. My rerolls are forced rerolls. I get to use my rerolls to make people reroll things that come out well for them.
But will you?
It's conflict. It's good for storytelling. Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Now you lost your rerolls, as I recall.
Yeah.
And Denova sends a reroll to the table.
Thank you.
Very
We're talking about a scholar.
Yeah, the table is going to be my nickname for this game.
That's right. Cullen, the table, Adam.
That's me.
And Poisel sends a reroll to Sam.
Keep it on the level.
Thank you, B.
And BK Wright sends a reroll to Sam.
Thank you.
And Uriah Fenn sends a reroll to the invincible Sam DeLev.
Yeah.
And Witless Me sends a reroll to me. Thank you.
You're gonna have to re-roll him off.
Good for conflict. And Thera the Explorer sends a reroll to Sam.
Thank you.
And Heart of Handprint sends a reroll to Sam.
Very good.
And Kayora sends a reroll to Cullen. Thank you, Kyra. Is there more? Oh, and Orion Lightning sends a reroll to Sam.
Thank you, Ryan Lightning.
Thank you, everybody.
You got it.
And let's see. These are all already unlocked?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is a wonderful reaction.
I love that.
Okay, so special deliveries unlocked, rhyme time's unlocked.
Oh, God.
Rave's dolphin power is unlocked.
Hey.
Markia's second head is unlocked.
Whoa!
And Cohen's confrontation with the ravenous bug bladder beast of Tral is unlocked.
Don't I also
Wow, thank you everybody.
don't I also know the secret to Life Universe?
Well, left over from last week, Cohen, you can fly, and thanks to a suggestion from at Darkest Argentum on Twitter, to fly this week you are going to have to fail
Oh,
a
I
thinky
remember
roll.
that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like,
Which makes total sense.
Yeah,
Except that your numbers are 4 and failing thinky rolls is actually a little bit difficult
I
statistically.
hope maybe
for you.
somebody will force a
flying should be
reroll.
hard. To fly in the novels, Arthur Dent throws himself at the ground and tries to miss. Cohen will have to fail his thinky roll in order to actually
Yeah,
pull
that's
off his flight power. But you can try it whenever you want, and your flight power is permanent. You know.
Okay.
You also will
Permanent
So pick your worst dice.
permanently unreliable.
permanently unreliable. Yes, but isn't everything? I don't know.
Yeah. I think I was voted that in high school.
Most likely to be
Hey,
permanently
Thundercat.
I wish they had had that
unreliable.
category in my high school. I would have won a superlative.
Yeah.
By the way, Lucille sends 2 re-rolls to Cohen.
What?
Thank you.
Squeaky wheel
You're on
getting
the
the
board.
Hi,
grease.
by the way.
Yeah.
Thunder Cabbage sends a re-roll to the table.
Yay!
Thank you, Thunder
Again,
Cabbage.
very equitable.
Thank you.
Thunder
everyone.
Cabbage
for
perhaps
my
secretly very
tolerance
impressed.
for learning.
We've got some good footing there.
There we go.
Cabbage
Each
in
one
Just saying.
will be
So-
blessed with a 6.
That takes care of all of that business. Real quick, I'm going to take you through the rules. We play Lasers and Feelings here. It's just a skin. You can find all our skins, by the way, in the Tempting Fate room of the Saving Throw Discord if you want to see like the previous games that we've played. Whenever something is in doubt, I call for a roll. I tell a player if they're using their thinky skills or their feely skills. Thinky skills are like calm, precise action. Feely skills are like wild, passionate action. So like thinky's like Spock, feely's like Kirk. Think of it like that. Now everybody is empowered with the full number of dice. So if none of your die succeed, you roll 1 die automatically. You roll 2 die if it's something you're prepared for. Thea, thank you for so.
Thank you.
And you roll 3 die if it's something you're an expert at. And you can roll 4 die if you're getting help. If you want to help somebody, just call it out before they make their move. And if you succeed, they get an extra die. If you fail, nothing happens to them. They just don't get help. And when you roll, if none of your die succeed, it goes wrong, and things get worse. If 1 succeeds, you barely manage some sort of complication, harm, or cost. If 2 succeed, you do a good job. And if 3 succeed, you get a critical success, and you get some kind of extra benefit. And if you roll your number exactly, you can ask Deep Thought. The computer that was created to calculate the answer to life, the universe, and everything is on call for you 24/7 to answer your questions as long as you roll your number. And those are the rules. So before, I'll do a little catch me up on the plot real quick. But first,
So helpful.
Markia, you're going to be growing a second head pretty quickly. So why don't we roll and get that personality
Get
down.
that head rolling.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll just cut out one of these and roll a d6.
Okay. Well, I'm curious already.
You're
so
curious
how about
already?
we
Sure.
Thank you,
Yep.
DJ Who.
Curious.
Hey, thank you, DJ Who. We got some. Okay. So right, just roll 1.
5.
So that is hyperactive.
Okay, the head is happy.
The head is hyperactive. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we only have 5 of these. I usually have more, but you know what? Let's just see what happens. If you roll a 6, it'll count as a 1.
Wild card.
5.
5, an unemployed layabout.
I'm already unemployed layabout.
You're already an unemployed
Well, yeah, your
layabout.
head's
So now,
unemployed,
right, now you have a curious unemployed layabout and a hyperactive unemployed layabout.
This is why we're unemployed. No, this is why we're unemployed.
Okay. And
Okay.
I will let you know when
Two
that pops
genders.
into existence, but now you know what it is. And you can think of his or her or their name, whatever you decide there.
This is awesome.
So real quick, our characters, Sam is Jumping Jimmy. Jimmy is a 2 and is a feely character. Rave is Chandler Edwards. He's a 4 and he's a thinky-ish character, just on the thinky side of middle. And Markia Lila Eaglebottom is a 2 and is feely. Oh, in fact, why don't you You're a 2 in your field. Yeah. Why don't you roll for what this other personality is? Give it a different number. Or
That's fun.
Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need D4, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Where's the
There's
D4?
definitely no D4
Is it in the?
here.
There you are.
No,
Oh.
not
Sorry,
the
Glenn.
giant piercing D4 of death.
This thing always really works to my advantage.
So-
I've won twice.
Yeah, so we'll call that a 4. Oh, thank you for the bits, Double Clicks. Double Clicks Live, hey, thank you.
Hey.
And Lucille, thank you for the donation.
you.
Oh my god, thank you everybody.
Everyone.
So,
I was like, I threw it a little too far.
so that
Yeah,
makes
that thing's dangerous.
So Lila Eaglebottom is a 2 feely,
was-
and the second
was
personality
switched to my
will be
favorite.
a 4, which is
Oh, a
Thinky.
Greatest
Thinky.
ally.
A hyperactive
Wow.
Thinky character.
Hyperactive.
Everybody loves
Thinky.
people like that.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop targeting me.
No. Yeah, so yeah, that's great.
That you.
Oh, Valexia, thank you for the sub.
That you. So do you.
And yeah, those are our no, and Cohen is Kieran Gaiman. Kieran is a 4. He is Thinky-ish.
He's definitely not named after the guy who writes Wicked and the Divine.
No.
We have no idea what you're talking about.
Or the
Absolutely
guy
not.
who writes Sandman. This is a complete coincidence. It's
This is-
improbable, but
This
not
is an
named
original
after.
character. Do not steal. Thank you.
So
This is my OC.
usually I would have written up a previously on, but I was a little rushed today and I didn't have time to do it. So I'm gonna see if I can improvise this recap here real quick. Last week, everybody was doing their thing when the world was destroyed. A Vogon constructor fleet came by, and they were clearing the way for a mass evacuation of a sector of space where planets and ships were being pulled into some mysterious force called the Tug. And our heroes were pulled off the planet at the last moment because they happened to have the exact same names as 4 writers for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy who were working for Ford and Arthur. And you know how improbability drives can be. Things got a little screwed up. They pulled the wrong 4 people. Just improbably had the same names. Yeah.
We're also neighbors.
And they wound up on one of the passing ships. Now, at first they thought they were on one of the ships that was following in this evacuation path, but actually what it turned out was they were on a ship that was actually going the other way. It was a ship of Zudentraxi, a kind of party barge of sort of this crazy alien species that thought there's nothing hipper than partying into the face of certain demise. So they just set course for oblivion and they are headed there. Our heroes made their way through the ship and eventually found in the docking bay the Heart of Gold. They, after a Vogan poetry contest, to get on the ship, they had to Vogan poetry their way onto the ship. A contest that was won by Kieran Gaiman over here.
Yeah. Really putting that degree to work.
Yeah, Kieran wrote a poem, which was, I mean, it was kind of magical, and you, the viewers, chose Kieran as the winner of the contest, and that earned him the right this week, in one way or another, to find out the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, and that will come to pass. But our heroes escaped on the Heart of Gold. And then they decided that they were going to follow the tug towards wherever it was going to try and save the universe, save the people.
Bring back Earth.
Bring back the Earth.
So did
I
we
have a-
escape
I have-
the
Your
party
son.
barge
Yeah.
in order to then just get on a different ship that's going in the same direction as the party barge
But
because
it's a-
we wanted to escape certain demise, and
It's
so
a-
we wanted to do it on a different boat?
It's
Is that what
it's
happened?
a faster boat. So
a
we're getting
faster
there
boat.
faster now.
By the
Maybe
way,
we can stop.
Oh, that makes sense then. Thank you.
Oh.
I appreciate the
DJ
explanation.
Who says reroll to rate.
Hey,
buddy!
Thanks, DJ Who.
So yeah, at the end of the game, they had made it off the ship into the Heart of Gold, decided to follow the tug, and as they turned into the tug and started to fly in that direction, they noticed the stars around them, star systems and galaxies were starting to blink out of existence.
The worst.
It's just like the end of the opening of Kingdom Hearts 1.
No, it's not like anything.
Oh,
No. This is not like any story you've ever
Donald,
seen.
the stars Power's going
anywhere.
out.
Same voices. Anyone see anything?
So yeah, you are.
That was Donald Duck.
Yeah, it's like so. Yeah, like I think we are
Goofy and
good.
then Donald.
Love it.
So we will pick up right there. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Dun 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 dun.
I also have a whale. And,
Oh!
Yeah, I have a small
Oh,
one.
that's right.
That's right,
In the
Kieran
full of
has a
petunias.
whale and
Less
a yes,
attached to the petunias.
sentient petunias.
Or mouse.
Oh,
And
and Sam has.
Danger Noodle.
And Jimmy has the mouse.
Figured
And Lila has snacks.
Lila has snacks,
And snakes.
Snake.
and yes, Chandler has a snake.
Snack.
But not snacks.
And everybody got babblefish, and yeah, and you are in the heart of gold, and you are headed in the direction of the pull. Oh, thank you for the bits. Double quick live. Thank you. Oh my god.
Spits.
Thank you.
Give us a bit.
No, double clicks.
Steven
This
Oh,
Yes.
I was doing Cook.
this game we play here, Lasers and Feelings, is
Tracks.
named after a double click song. Thank you, double clicks. You are flying into the tug, and you start noticing these stars and galaxies blinking out, and they start blinking out faster and faster and faster and faster. Suddenly, its space goes from being, carpeted with the little white dots and stars to just starting to be just emptiness, and then all of a sudden, like, even the blackness of space seems to, like, sort of disappear around you, and suddenly the ship is just flying through this kind of gray nothing.
Well, this is consistent with flying into the end of the cosmos.
Oh,
Sounds
so
right.
you are seeing this too, because I drunk something from the kitchen, and I was wondering if it was just me.
That was.
I mean, I still have more if anybody wants any. I can't really describe how it tastes, but yeah.
We should probably tell Arthur and
I think we talked
the other guy.
Didn't we?
Ford?
Right before.
Ford. It's been called most.
I know why I just said that in your accent.
No, it's okay. These accents are gonna get all over the place. I can't do accents. This is a voice. Anyway.
That was the most big league shit I've ever. I don't do accents. This is a voice.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you. Oh, Saltia, Dr. Nate, thank you, both of you. Thank everybody. Oh my god, thank you, everybody. That unlocks, basically, so far we are, wow.
Amazing. Oh no, I think that was
That was the second sound effect, yes. Wow, that's everything but the Earth being restored.
Oh yeah. So I feel like we should maybe tell Arthur and Ford that this is going on. I could write them an email.
Oh yeah, let's do
an
that.
electronic mail.
They always seem so bothered when we call them.
They really do, because all things considered,
That seems like good enough reason.
The world just blew up. Does my dead son mean nothing to you? I guess not.
I mean, I never met him.
We were your neighbors. We trick or
Yeah,
treated
I
at
don't-
your house every year.
Well, he was in disguise. I really missed that. I guess he's doing. It was a great ghost costume. I guess his current one is even better.
Oh no, Kieran! You did not just do that, mate. Oh my god!
Well, a little bit.
Oh,
It's fine because we're gonna get him back. Or
you don't make jokes like that, mate, before you actually get the kid back.
Dead sons.
is that how you should do it? Okay. And then after that, it's probably still going to be a touchy subject, huh?
Yeah, he spends most of his time in front of a computer.
I'm just
Chandler,
self-diagnosing myself with autism online.
I think
see what the problem
it's
is.
really
So
just don't
what
take it
actually
personal.
happens is the snake actually hears you and like slithers up to you and like talks to you and is like, "Hey, that's not very cool, buddy."
Oh God!
And then like tries to like snap at you a little
You have a battlefish
because you have a battlefish in your ear.
Oh, can we hear the whale?
He worked really hard on that ghost costume.
Well,
Snap, snap.
I mean,
snap,
it was a
snap.
good costume.
Slithers back. Anyway.
Yeah,
That's
we'll make that canon. We'll say, I don't know quite all animals are that articulate, but we'll say the snake is
The
because
snake is very passionate about the sun.
yes, because yes, the
This is
passion.
his owner.
It's like parcel tongue.
All right.
You don't overthink the implications.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Staying
a
out
little
of
bit
this.
weird that he was a ghost every year.
Well,
Yeah, it was like he knew it was
Every
coming.
Yeah,
well,
so-
distasteful comments aside, I feel like we should still maybe contact Arthur
Oh
and Ford.
yeah. We should get today's rate and everything because we've discovered the end of the universe.
Actually,
so that's,
good.
That's
good
big,
point.
Right?
We should definitely make that a priority on our itinerary. Should we create a list of things we want to talk to them about, or do you think we can just like call them up?
I'm not much of a list person. It's just like, you know, get them on the phone, on the telly, and then just be like, hey, we did this and that, so maybe times the 30 ulterior
Great,
dollars.
let's call them.
Hey, Hitchhiker's Guide, start a list.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just using Hitchhiker's Guide as my secret.
First, what is our rate?
Oh,
I
what?
think
30
that's
30
30 a day.
Ulterior
Yeah,
dollars a
30
day.
30 Altarian dollars
Each,
a day. Great.
right? That's for each.
Oh, it better be.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Second thing, how do we stop the tug? I feel like that's our second question.
I wasn't actually trying to stop it so much as report on it so that we could get our money and
Okay,
then
well-
like use our money.
I think we could maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone here.
It feels like it's going to be hard to get a good word count for a thing that is the absence of anything. Like, it seems naturally hard. I guess we could have, like, a lot of pictures of things that it's not.
Jimmy,
Like
you're
in
being
the
awfully
article.
quiet.
Jimmy has been pushing buttons and having conversations with the mouse, who is less socially awkward than this entire situation, and I
Is
feel
this awkward?
like we might establish a little bit of a rapport, eh, buddy?
Oh, well, the mouse is hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
Probably
So-
makes good conversation.
Got a good 60 points on me, buddy.
How's it going?
Well, you know, there's been better. We're in the middle of something called the tug.
Are we in
And
it?
appears to be a gray cosmos thing.
And the mouse, let's say, runs up to the, you know, the console and looks out around you and is like, It's like, and you know, it looks at all the gray around it and it's like, it doesn't look like we're caught up in anything. It looks like we're caught up in nothing.
That is an astute analysis, my little friend. Any recommendations as to our future course of action before I absolutely destroy you and everything you've ever loved, Snack? Don't think I'm not noticing you, Danger Noodle.
Well, okay, I'm just gonna have a mousy theory here. Let me think about this for a second.
You know, it's not making it less like Kingdom Hearts that you're doing Mickey Mouse. I wasn't gonna bring it up again.
Has anyone found the
Okay, how many times are we going to bring it up before you tell me what it is?
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah!
Oh,
I'm a cultural vacuum!
Oh, it's a video game.
Yeah.
It's a crossover between Final Fantasy and Disney
third one.
characters.
The
We will
third one's coming
cover.
It's just as
Yeah.
great as
After
this.
the game.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mouse sort
That's
of
a
looks
premium
around
tier.
outside.
Yeah.
I give a
And,
primer.
let's say, why don't you roll on behalf of the mouse? Do a thinky roll. The mouse is a
Alright.
very thinky character. You want to roll under the number. The number will be 5, and you can roll 3 because the mouse is
Mouse is very
hyper-intelligent.
smart.
Yes.
2 successes.
Okay. That definitely gets the job done. And the mouse. Yes. I do think I understand what's going on here. What? What do you like? Why are
I have not even the
um,
slightest idea. Please continue imparting your murine wisdom unto us.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't got it. Don't worry about us. Okay, here's what I think is going on. This thing, all this gray outside, like, I don't think that has anything to do with the tug. See, here's what I think happened. Time travel is a funny thing. Sometimes you have to do something to make things happen, and if you don't do that thing doesn't happen. So, for example, let's say someone here was destined to save the existence of the entire universe, but then didn't do it. Well, the universe would blink out of existence.
Wow.
But that's like so.
No pressure.
Well,
They would do that out of like natural causality,
Right,
right?
and then like,
well, causality's a funny thing.
how would we even know who that was or what we were supposed to do?
Let's say somebody were to say steal a steamboat, maybe from like a big mean cat. Like, how would that affect things? Do you think?
Well, that steamboat would blink out of existence right now.
Okay.
Because y'all did something, probably, to save the universe, but you did it in the past, so the present is blinking out of existence. So whatever you're doing right now is taking you away from what you need to do.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's kind of like
This is the most
if
subtle
you're
railroading.
trying to use magic, but you are a learned wizard, so then when you try to put on the wizard's robe and use magic, everything goes haywire. Because
That's ridiculous. That would only ever happen with a sorcerer.
Well, it is a bit like that.
The sorcerer could definitely.
Because then, just brooms everywhere, mate.
Just brooms everywhere.
Brooms.
Lots of
everywhere.
flooding.
Oh, yeah.
So then
I
we
can
should
imagine
we
a
should
lot of
go
flooding.
back.
Especially
Yeah,
if
a
you're just
lot of
getting
flooding.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of buckets of water.
Yeah.
Per the mouse, I do a 180 on that.
So I, just feeling out here. If us moving forward is blinking things out, I think we should just pop it in reverse and then just head back and see if the universe comes back.
But if we're flying in the other direction, how do we know if the universe is coming back? I mean, I'm down for this. This sounds like a good idea.
We'll just go
Alright,
back.
well,
We'll go in
Rocky Mirror.
reverse.
I pushed some buttons.
And Eddie's like, hey, how's it going there? Can I help you out with something?
That's as far as my thinking skills go.
I'm putting it in reverse, Eddie. So boom, reverse.
Okay.
Reverse, reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse.
Is that
What?
right number?
Why don't you make a
Yeah, you
why
gotta
don't you
end
make
on
a
an
thinky
on.
roll here?
What? I'm doing this.
Not helping the case.
I'm doing it random.
Yeah, but it takes thinky skills to get to operate a spaceship. So
You can be bad at thinking.
yeah, you'll be bad at thinky. It's fine.
I'm gonna be super bad at thinking.
Yeah, it's fine. You can. You want to roll under your number? Your number, Lila, is a 2. You are not an expert at running spaceships,
No.
but you are getting help from the hyper-intelligent mouse, and you've got your towel. So let's say you can roll 2.
Okay.
At a-
Oh, let me roll these 2. There's. Wait, I have to go under my number.
Under your number, and your number's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wow. It's okay. There was only like a 4 in 9 chance you would fail.
Okay.
So that's a huge fail.
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah. If you're
What? No.
okay, and
So what happens if you try to do that and screw up? Are we going faster now?
Alright.
okay.
I'll do one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Oh. That didn't count.
Okay.
This one counts.
Oh. I probably shouldn't let you do that, but because it worked, it's like. What I will say is, okay, that's just enough. Here's what happens. The Heart of Gold sort of like swings back, and all of you just kind of go flying against the wall. I
go flying against the wheel.
Yeah, it's like,
and on the outside of the ship, because of all the buttons you hit, all these like panels start opening and closing, and all this like crazy stuff starts happening, and the ship starts to kind of spiral out of control. But
and it goes, it's my birthday!
while the ship is kind of spiraling out of control, that's a mouse, not a ship. I don't know why I did that. While the ship is spiraling out of control, it does manage to sort of turn around and start heading in the other direction. And as soon as the ship is headed back in the other direction, suddenly the blackness of space returns, and the stars start popping back in around you again, and the universe just starts reappearing. And the mouse is like, yep, it looks like whatever you need to do, it must have been this way.
I guess now we have a clean slate.
Oof.
Ooh.
And vast
started it.
puns. Let us know what you think in the chat. So yeah, while those star systems are popping back into existence, you've completely lost control of the ship, and the ship just goes careening into the atmosphere of some planet, and you are being sucked in, and the ship is. And Eddie's voice kicks in and he says, well, folks, got some good news and some bad news. The good news is we managed to turn around just like you wanted, and we're crashing. The bad news is, wait, no, that was the bad news. We're crashing.
All right, I leap out of the ship.
Wait, what was the good news then?
You leap out of the ship?
I'm going for it.
Huh?
What was the good news?
He's gonna try to.
That you managed to
I'm
turn
trying to
around.
fly.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
It seems like
Never mind.
Okay.
it seems like there's a lot of ground to miss.
You can roll.
He's
You can
trying.
roll 2. There's a lot of ground to miss. You got your towel too.
I
You know
want
what?
to fail though.
Yeah, you want to fail. You can roll.
So I did not think about it. I was just like,
Let's say 2. Let's say
Okay.
for now you can roll 2.
I'll help him.
No, I don't want help.
Well, no, then you'll get to roll 3 dice. You get 3 chances.
But
to
I'm
fail.
trying to. No, I need to fail with all of
The
them. right?
roll.
I need to not succeed.
You're right. You
Yeah,
need to.
but if because you're a 4, so you have to get a 5 or 6 to fail.
Yeah, but I think I is. Oh,
So the more dice you roll, the more chances you have to fail.
this is a philosophical question. Is failure merely the opposite of success, or is it the absence of any success? Is failing once enough to... I feel like this is...
Let's say failing once is enough.
Okay, then yes, I would love some help.
Lila has strapped herself into the chair for the heart of gold, and has continued to just mash buttons.
So that's going to make it harder to hit the ground, for sure.
Why don't you roll a... Just continuing to mash buttons. We called that a thinky roll before. It's got to be a thinky roll again.
Okay.
Roll a thinky roll. You can roll 2. You're just mashing buttons.
We die at the altar of
mashing.
consistency.
Yeah, 2. And I get a
2,
question.
but yeah, you get a question and you will get a third die. So, first of all, what is your question for Deep Thought?
My question is, which of our characters is the one that has to save the universe?
Ooh.
It's all of you. Everybody will have a role
Okay.
to play
Attack.
in this game.
That's fair.
Nice dodge.
So this is what it feels like.
So yeah, you get a third die. You got to make a thinky roll. You got to fail one of them.
Okay. My number
The
is
more you
4.
fail, the better you fly. Let's
Okay.
say that.
So I want lower than a 4 or higher than a 4?
You want to roll. You're right. Your number is
Over
a
a
4. You want to
4.
roll over a 4.
Okay.
5 or 6s only.
Thinky roll. You want to roll.
4s? 5
Normally
or
I'd
6s?
want to do...
I think you really want to roll
4,
under.
5,
So right, you want to roll over. Yeah.
I would
So
want to
4, 5,
roll
and
over, but
6.
now I want to roll under.
No, normally for
you
thinky
want a
roll, you
4,
want
5, or
Okay.
6.
Plus 1.
Okay.
So much.
Oh.
3
Whoa!
4s.
3 4s.
Whoa!
Does it
You
mean,
friggin' fly!
You lift the ship and
Yeah.
stop us from crashing.
does that mean
Let's
I get
say-
to ask 8
Earth comes
questions?
back.
Yeah, you will get to ask. I'll give you 3
questions.
questions, but
That's a
in
crit,
fact, before
dude.
we decide what happened here, what are your 3 questions?
Are you really Deep Thought, the computer that knows everything?
Yes, I'm really Deep Thought.
Really?
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 Yes. I hope this has been enlightening for you.
Thank you.
Going near and dear to my heart for classic Simpsons references.
Yes.
Okay.
All those are reference.
That was a
Yeah,
reference
yeah.
for
I just thought you were funny.
for those of you who
There's...
are pop
if
culture.
people don't pick the reference, they'll
reticent.
never know.
So yeah, you go, let's say, hurling yourself out the open hatch of the Heart of Gold. You deploy your towel as some kind of parachute as you close
Just
your
sort of
eyes
just in
and
case.
Whoa. Is he supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
Is that...
try your
That's what I'm
hardest
everything
to
I'm
Did I
hit the
just
ground.
send my mate out of the Heart of Gold?
And
my
you just
bad.
find you're not falling. You're kind of
I actually
floating with direction.
Covered my eyes to make it like
Oh, he's
easier to miss.
Kind of making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Falling with style,
Yes,
that's it.
Fall,
Yeah.
yeah, you are actually airborne. And let's say, what do you want to do now that you are flying
well,
around?
it feels very anime. I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna like fly with the ship, like in the trajectory of it following. And I'm like,
Okay.
We'll wave at you through a window.
so I'm like,
I'll say also.
but then I
since-
occasionally like stop falling to make it clear that I'm not just falling next to him. I'm like also flying like a
Oh, you
dip
just
up.
want to show off that
And
you'll
I'll
be
be like,
alright.
don't worry.
Since you
While we
failed,
I'm
crash to our
fine.
deaths.
I'll be good.
yeah. Since you failed so thoroughly, you have great control, and you're
I guess
just
I
like
could
streaking along next to the window.
I'd
could've,
love
but
to
you chose
try
not
throwing
to.
our ship at the ground and missing.
You want to try throwing your the.
Since it technically actually can fly.
It does,
And that
but-
is the piloting technique that's apparently most operative.
At this point, that ability belongs to him and him alone.
That's me. It's okay though.
Our ship
but
doesn't
you
fly.
can-
We're going to all crash.
You can
We're
try
be
and
prepared.
Great.
do other things.
Okay.
I'm
It seems that we have to get out of the ship.
I'm
It will
strapped in-
not fly.
I'm strapped in the
escape
chair and I'm
pods?
eating some Tapatios Doritos. that
Girl,
I
you
brought
want some
from the Endo.
Tapatio?
Can I like fly back in the ship?
The
Like,
ship
get
crashing.
people- And how fast can I fly? Probably not faster than a.
Well, you failed all 4 of those, so it's like I'm going to say you have like good Superman style. You're in total control right now. So if
Okay.
you want to fly back in and grab people, it's like
I want to fly back and grab them. This is like math now. If it's falling this fast, and but my flight is predicated on me continuing to miss. Boy, this is tricky. Okay, I'm gonna try to save 2 people. Well, there's like 5 or 6 people on the ship. There's the whale, there's the petunias.
Right.
I'm gonna try to save the whale and the petunias.
Okay. We will come back to that in a moment. You are discovering your fly power. You are eating Doritos.
Great.
Oh, I have footage.
Oh, yeah, what do you...
Okay. I want Lila to go into the kitchen and get fuzzy lifting drink that she found in the kitchen.
Will something like that into existence. Hang on, we'll come back to that in a second. What are you doing?
I'm trying to talk to Eddie and trying to see if there's any like way that he knows how to like security repairs for emergency situations with the ship. Like.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Eddie. So as you know, your ship. Are you the ship? Am I speaking to the ship right now?
You indeed you are. I am
Are you
Eddie.
Separate entities?
No, I am Eddie, the ship's
Okay,
onboard
great.
computer.
So you're crashing. I don't know if
yes.
yeah. So
No, the computer is crashing. The ship is
no, the
crashing.
ship is crashing.
Computer's
Exactly.
just fine.
Separate entities.
For all
I
we know.
realize that. So yeah,
One could be
we,
causing
but
havoc.
also we will die. If that keeps happening, so
That would make me
don't
most
want that
sad.
to happen. Okay, well that I'm not. He's no longer my concern.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's got his towel.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing great.
He's doing so well.
And what can I do for you, Mr. Chandler?
Not crash.
Mr. Edwards.
Not crash. So can we like try to find a way, like if you have anything stored in your memory on how to fix yourself, and to make sure we don't crash, or like if you had like a handy dandy like instruction manual that wasn't very long. I realized that there's a lot of comments on bureaucracy in this world that we're currently living in, and I'd like to avoid that.
You don't want to get like jokes about reprogramming the VCR. It's like, yeah, very funny, Douglas. Come on.
And he's like, well, a lot of buttons have been pushed at random recently, but we might be able to do something. Tell you what, why don't you roll a thinky roll?
Hell yeah.
You want to roll under your number, Chandler. Your number is 4. You are thinky-ish. And Eddie says, I do believe there are a couple of anti-crash systems. If you can figure out how to turn them on, I will work on it myself while you're trying to figure it out. But I'm just a little confused from all the button pushing now. You can roll. You're getting help from hyper-intelligent mice. You can roll 2.
Yay.
Hey.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah, and absolutely, you hit a succession of buttons, and let's say
Can Eddie light up buttons in like a certain like order, and I have to follow them like a pattern?
Yes,
Okay,
it's like Stranger Things. Eddie like lights up the buttons and leads you around the cabin to the things you have to do, and as you are following the lights, which are I guess not ghostly but Eddie generated, Eddie says, "Yeah, you're doing it. This is great. Believe in yourself." Yeah, he's just shouting up these slogans because that's Eddie.
Thanks, champ.
And as soon as you hit the last button, he's like, "Up, that ought to do it." And suddenly, from the ceiling descend what look like kind of fire sprinklers, and they start spraying like what at first just seems like water.
Demolition Man.
What? Yes, but in Demolition Man style, thank you. It actually turns out to be kind of this foam, like this like shaving creamish kind of foam that fills up the whole cabin, hardens around all of you completely, and as the ship hits the ground and just rolls like a soccer ball across the landscape, you are all just completely fine, tucked perfectly fine, in this nice cushy foam. You, sir. We'll say you can glide successfully to the ground.
I'm gonna stay like, my feet don't touch the earth anymore, for sure.
Your feet don't touch ground?
Yeah, it's sort of a
okay.
Angelic.
Well, we'll make you roll every once in a while to keep that up.
Okay.
But for now, it's working because you did so well before. And the 3 of you are encased in foam, and you hear the voice of Eddie saying, "It looks like we have come to a safe stop on whatever planet this is. I am trying to do a search to figure it out right now. I would recommend you punch your way out of that foam. It's nice and soft and actually kind of fun."
Alright.
Yeah,
I
Jen,
get to
you
do
punch
my
it.
favorite thing. I do that a lot. I punch a bunch.
And let's say, make a roll. Let's say you punch a path around the bridge finding everybody and pulling Lila out of her straps.
Accidentally punching Chandler.
Accidentally punching Chandler.
Double accidentally punching Danger Noodle. Danger Noodle! Stuff coming from a mouse. Stuff coming from a mouse.
All my Doritos
Danger Noodle's going for the mouse.
crushed.
Danger Noodle is
Danger going for the mouse.
Danger Noodle is very hungry.
All I have
He's
is
going for the
Dorito
mouse.
dust.
Right.
Is there a body of water nearby? Like,
Well, while you were in the air, I will say that you saw nearby, like, the surrounding landscape is pretty mountainous for the most part, but you are kind of in the middle of like a plain that's just sort of surrounded by mountains, and what you saw was from way up on the far end of that plain is a very big city, looks like. You can maybe just make it out in the distance now that you guys are on the ground. And you have extracted them from the foam, and you are all outside, say, the Heart of Gold now, and Eddie is...
Does the city look green?
Does the city look green?
Like emerald?
Emerald? No.
There's just a whole lot of tropes going on.
It could be. No, and Eddie, I hope you've enjoyed your flight on the Heart of Gold. Have a great day, folks. I'll wait here.
Thanks, Eddie. You actually got us, pretty safe. Yay!
Yeah,
Thank you.
so Eddie, none of us are real, like, astronauts or not. We're, like, amateur reporters right now. Can you fix your
Amateur for you.
freelance?
I'm
Hey, I've actually
fucking
never been a
professional.
reporter.
Something.
But you're a zoologist. You're not a reporter.
Yeah, I'm not an amateur. I just take offense to you using the word amateur. I feel like we
There's an
should have.
amateur.
I feel like
We're
that derives amateurism, which comes
We should
itself
not.
from
We should not.
to love something.
Eddie,
but I mean,
Eddie,
Good point.
the
Can you-
dichotomy
can you
between
fix
loving
yourself?
something and getting paid for it, I mean, that's really just another thing that capitalists use to... Sorry.
No argument.
Eddie runs a self-diagnostic and he says, checking that out right now. No, I am afraid I am extremely damaged. We're going to need space docks, some major repairs. In fact, you know, even the improbability drive is ruptured right now. I'm surprised nothing strange has happened. It could happen at any second. And before you can even finish that word, a second head just pops into appearance right next to your head.
Whoa!
Is that, like, underneath or is like...
Well, they've handled this different ways in different Hitchhikers. You could,
yeah.
in the movie,
Okay.
it's in his neck. In the old show, it's like a second head that just sits right next to him.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer?
No, let's do the second
The second head? Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't
Because
you
then they
just
can talk at any time.
that second head pops into existence, and you, Lila, you are quite surprised.
Like, does anybody else see this? Does anybody else see this right now? I totally see it. I see it right now. We need to make a list. We need to make a list of everything that we need to get Eddie fixed.
Oh my god. You're a new species. I just discovered a new species. This is fucking amazing.
I just see another mouth.
We gotta get you back to Earth. Wait, Earth is fucking destroyed. We gotta figure
I thought
that
it was
out.
human.
But
I'm a human species. Oh,
I wanna,
does everybody
like, go
see
poke.
this? Does everybody see this right here?
poke you. Like,
He's like looking
Wait, does
Yes.
the head... I'm sorry, do you... I'm gonna talk to the new head. What were the last 20 minutes or
Wait,
so
who are you
like for
talking
you?
to?
I'm talking to the new head.
Oh, yeah.
What are your memories of the last 20 minutes or so?
We were on a spaceship, and then I started
yikes.
pushing the buttons in a very concise manner
Oh, so this
to
is
help bring the ship to the land.
kind of a Sam Rockwell and Moon type situation.
Why
And
are
it
you
looks like
trying to
I
hurt me?
succeeded.
I just thought I'd make like some really universally accessible references for you.
none.
Well, and
Thank
Eddie,
you.
Eddie's like, okay, that's
I
what
like
we
these
do.
references.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, feel free.
Why don't I have a notepad on me?
Oh, I think you
It crashed.
were using it.
It definitely crashed.
Are you aware that you're a second head?
Do you mean this? So everybody sees this, right?
Yeah, that's not the new one.
Oh God! It keeps talking. It keeps talking, and it refers to me as an it. You see it, right?
Oh no, it's definitely there.
Yeah, and Eddie pops on and he's like, oh, sorry about that, folks, but I'm pretty sure that should be the last of the weirdness. And as he is saying that, there's sort of a little pop, and Eddie says, I don't know what that was about. You all have a great day when you go out. And on that, we are going to start 21 minutes of rhyme time. Thank you.
I don't know what to do about it.
That's right. Good. Well, wait. Good save there. So yeah, suddenly you notice Eddie's rhyming, and you will notice yourselves rhyming for the next 21 minutes as you stand on
Just
this
us,
plane.
though.
We all suffer together.
Oh,
I guess we have to go with the flow.
If we all get rerolls, then we all get rhymes.
That's right. Any NPCs I play will also be in rhyme. So yeah, you got two heads. We're all talking in rhyme. We're standing out on a plane. There's a city in the distance.
Well, I recommend we head toward the city because the alternative seems rather shitty.
Can't argue with that. So let's get moving, stat.
You hear Eddie go, have a great day, folks. I'm gonna miss your funny jokes. Yeah, let's say on that you start to head off across the plain towards the city. And it's pretty slow going. It's quiet. You're looking around. There are three suns in the sky. The clouds are purple. It's an alien planet. It's pretty cool. You've never seen anything like this. On the other hand, it's just a plane in a field. And
Look at these species. They're so cool. All these different types are making me drool.
Little alien animals running about and stuff like that.
It's a wonderful feeling, I can attest, to make our destiny manifest.
Oh,
Well done.
that was really good.
And yeah, and then you start to hear the sound of hooves, sort of thunderous sound of hooves, and it gets louder and louder, and it's clearly coming. Something is coming at you, riding on something.
Hey, do you hear that sound? Quick, let's take a look around.
And you hear a voice in the distance. I'm sure I saw them this way. Let's get them while there's still the light of day.
Well, since we're, all in the stars, do you think it might be a bunch of centaurs?
Regarding the approaching cavalry, do you think they'll be foes or a pal for me?
Before we find out, let's hide in the grass lest they come to kick our ass.
I concur. We should get some cover. I'm a fighter, but not a lover.
It's freestyle poetry.
What does this head have its own name, or is it just Lila also?
Sure. No.
Lila also.
Lila also.
Lila also.
Lila also. I like it. Let's do it. Lila also.
Teamwork.
Much like having.
Yeah, and why? Because you're gonna try and hide. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody make a thinky roll to find a hiding spot.
How many?
You can roll 2 each.
Ooh.
Thinky, you want to roll under your number. Your number, Chandler, is 4.
I'm gonna re-roll one of those.
I am as well, and then I'll leave it alone because failure twice.
My
One success.
Decision by the
second
dice.
head rolled and 1.
You got. You want to roll under your number? Okay. So.
Well, for the thinky head, they.
I rolled
One?
hey.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Thinky head
and
totally
what did the
got
other
in the
head
cover.
roll?
We'll see what the other head rolls.
Just poking up.
The other head does not make it to cover. Lila doesn't make it. Lila also does.
Kiernan, what did you do?
I rolled a 5 and then a number, so I don't think I'll be taking cover.
Okay. You all look for a hiding spot. You find one very successfully.
One success.
We'll say the two of you find a hiding spot that is not 100% hidden, but hidden enough so that if somebody wasn't looking for you, they wouldn't see you. Yeah, it's like there's a little bit of you hiding.
You
you're
don't
behind
have to
your rock.
outrun the bear, you just have to outrun whoever else is there.
Well said, and well rhymed. You found a rock to hide behind where like one of your heads is behind it, but the other one is awkwardly sticking out. And you kind of like dove behind a rock, but like, you're just kind of like laying over it awkwardly with like your legs sticking up in the air or something. These the thunderous hooves get closer and closer and closer, and then finally cresting over a nearby hill, you see.
Hey dudes.
Yeah, there are these 4 or 5, let's say, alien centaur type creatures.
Do they have tail blades?
Right, knew it.
With tail
Stalks.
And
with
I understood that
nothing
right
to it but to do it.
Yeah. Now they're in sight. It looks like you were right.
Here they come a-riding.
and
We're so bad at hiding.
yeah, and one of them says, I think I found them, and the others gather around and they're like, yeah, I could see those guys' legs, and there's a head sticking out over there, and they kind of glance around and they don't notice the two of you yet.
Yeah.
And
Don't take this the wrong way, but all of
right.
you fellas are kind of hot.
Oh, thank you for saying so, but you're going to have to go to jail. I move very slow like a snail. Okay, that was a lie. You have some pie? Damn it, I'm caught in a loop. Get me.
Get you out of the loop. Get you out of the line around loop.
We're adventurers, amateur reporters. Can't you let us go to your quarters?
Or come with us as our escorters.
Huh.
Why are you so protective of your borders?
Think they would help these interlopers?
We're protective.
It's a reach, Sam.
You went orders, I feel entitled.
We are protective because we are at. Oh no, wait, he was English. We're protective because we were at war. So we guard the plains and we guard the shore.
But tell me, friend, what's it all for? Hoo-ha! Absolutely nothing. Yes, sorry.
No, that's great.
I thought that would rhyme because it was a song. It turns out I was just very wrong.
Are you with our enemies? I bet that you are. Because you all look weird. And you don't have a car.
Can he see us?
Look, okay.
Wow.
Actually,
no, you don't see
I
it.
think that is an excellent point for the wheelchair user to exit stuff. Apparently the problem is that we don't have a car.
Don't let me oversell that point because of my bad rhyming skills.
Oh, I shall.
They don't have
You can
cars.
try it. Yeah,
They don't have cars either.
yeah that's right.
Much to
Well, they
our
don't have them
shame.
with them anyway.
Oh. So it's that kind of thing. Okay.
So, what are you doing here? How did you get so near?
Well, much to our shame, we're lovers, not fighters. You could give us your enemy's name. We'll try to help you get those blighters.
Oh, yeah!
Hey.
Got there.
We are the Zaxxons. Our enemies are the Freys.
Oh, fuck the fries.
Yeah.
The phrase?
Boulder Fray?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I was picturing a totally different spelling, but yeah, okay, we're going with it. The phrase.
I just realized when...
We've been fighting them for many years and many months and many days.
And you still haven't changed your ways?
When they betrayed you...
Hey.
Hey, when they betrayed you, was it a turn of phrase?
No.
I see what you did and I give you praise.
Hey. I need it very badly.
Did you
I
grow up
say this
together and do
not
fun things
sadly.
like sledding, and did it all end at a red wedding? Oh.
See what you did there.
Are you sure that word ends?
The Freys are evil and they're bad. They have strange ideas
That you've never had.
that we've never had. Otherwise, they're exactly like us. Except we think God is depressed, and they think God is sad.
If you got them a new ficus, would they then become glad?
No,
Oh.
Whoa.
So...
Joe. Is your name Joe? I'm just asking, because in your presence I am asking. Yeah, so, he looks at you and he says, "All right, and on that, you're all under arrest. Trust me, this is what's best." And those the centaurs start circling around you.
What news from the walk? Sorry, it's return.
Lila also.
No, I've been sitting with the Riders Row hand for quite a good minute, so I appreciate you.
Lila also pokes her head out and goes, "It seems you have a war of semantics. Take us to your leader. We'll end these antics."
I don't think we'll be doing that. You're under arrest, and if you have one, so is your cat. And on that, he sort of he pulls out some handcuffs and sort of brandishes them at you, and his fellow centaurs close in.
You're under arrest.
So interesting that
Centaurs
would
do
still...
you think we can punch our way out of this?
You're under arrest.
Yeah,
you think we're fooled?
Know how to handle.
Right now, I take on you for a duel.
Duel. Come on, let's do this like this is a thing in our culture.
Roll a feeling roll.
Yeah.
Roll a feeling roll. Roll.
I'd like to assist by shouting the word duel. Duel.
Yeah.
Okay, you can roll a feely roll to do that. You want to roll over your number. I mean, you're just shouting, so you can roll 3.
Excellent. I succeed once at shouting, which is
Okay.
what we need for an assist.
You start shouting, and that gets you shouting, and that gets you shouting, and then all the other centaurs start shouting. Duel. All right, and now you got to convince me.
Yeah, I got 2 successes.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, 2 successes because
Roll door number or higher.
It's a thinky roll. You want to roll under your number.
Right.
Your number
What was it, thinky roll?
It's a
Oh, it was a feely roll, I said. Sorry, you're right. It's a feely roll. You were right. You want to roll over your number.
Okay, all right.
Your number, Lila, is a 2.
Then I got a 2 and a 5. Then if I got a 1, 2, and a 5, I think there's 2 successes no matter which way you look at it.
Was it Lila challenging him, or was it the other head? Lila also.
Either way, it's 2 successes.
Either way, it's 2 successes.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says.
But it was Lila.
Thank you.
This statement is false.
So he says.
One of these
What
things
is with
only
this?
tells the truth.
He hears the chanting and he's like, "What's with this peer pressure? Are we at school? Fine, I cave in and I accept your challenge to a duel." And on that, all the centaurs sort of form like a circle, and the 2 of you get in the circle, and he's like, "All right, what are we dueling with? Guns, knives? Tell me what I will be used to taking your lives."
Bird is the word.
Hit people with birds?
Do we have birds?
Do we
He's
have
baffled.
birds?
Yeah. We may duel with birds or duel with words or both. Shall we win?
Once you
rhymes do not rhyme.
Once you outgrow sword or glaive on skin, you prefer your duels to be avian.
Ooh. A compelling argument was made.
Birds. What kind of birds?
Just a little subtle shade.
Toucans.
Toucans.
The ones that can.
Okay, you know what? Roll a feely roll again. You are engaged. You were sort of engaging this guy in a dialogue a little bit, and sort of trying to, I guess, get him to go along with this Toucans plan.
I want to loudly hype it. I want to assist if I can.
Yeah, sure.
Just oh, Toucans! Oh shit! like this is a very bold thing that
He's
you've
lucky she
chosen.
didn't go for
It's
Toucans!
he should be. Yeah. Oh.
That's a feely roll. You can roll 2, just like they did.
3 and a 3. I want to roll.
Feely roll. You want to roll over your number. Your number is a 4.
Oh, is it?
I really don't approve of cockfighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I just think this is really funny. Okay.
Oh, those 3 threes in a row.
Sunk
No,
cost
save it.
fallacy.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just for a help roll, So
Yeah, I don't know. Toucans. Those fit the quality of birds.
And he looks over at you and he's like,
Right, that's what I heard. Yeah.
All right, you can roll a feely roll to see if this works. You want to roll over your number, you roll 2.
Okay. Lila 1 is going to do the roll.
Okay, so yeah, so that's your number is 2. You want to
Yeah.
roll over your number. It's a feely roll.
Yes, 2 out of 6.
2 successes and a
Oh, and I
deep
had a
thought.
question before. I had 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll stop right there. Let's start with your first. This is a deep thought. What can I tell you?
Where is the nearest toucan?
There are no toucans on this planet.
Figured. And then the other question. Does this the centaur, the space centaur, Zaxxon, does he like snacks?
Zaxxons do like snacks. Who
Yeah,
doesn't
like-
like? What kind of a crazy person doesn't like snacks? What
What
kind
does Zaxxon
what kind of
snack
person is
on?
Yeah,
Got it.
Zaxxons get their snacks on for sure.
Yeah, I'm get the snacks on. Got it.
that?
All right.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
The
so
Zaxxons are famous for getting their snacks on.
Yeah.
thought so. All right, so Lila won because remember she grabbed all those snacks from the party ship. She reaches into her jacket and pulls out Toucan Sam, you know, like the Fruit Loops. So she pulls that out, be like, and goes, I've got my toucan. The duel is won, unless you have a toucan, but I see none.
Says, let me see that. Grabs it. He looks just full of saturated fat. I've never
A
seen.
deadly weapon at that.
I have never seen this bird, nor have I heard or read a word about whether it exists in our mists.
You keep looking on the outside. The best stuff is within. Open the box, try a handful, then we both win.
Well, he was convinced by your toucan argument, so if this is how the duel works, very well. I like the smell. And he picks them up and he shovels a handful of them.
I have to say, it's probably the first. I think Fruit Loops are just the worst.
And he pops another one in his mouth. Chews, and he's very thoughtful. It has kind of a... How would you describe this? And he turns to his friend. How would you describe this, my good friend Chris? And he turns to one of the other Zaxxons and hands them a handful, and that guy tries them, and he chews and thinks about it, and they start handing them out to each other, and they're all just sort of standing there chewing.
Lila also kind of pulls Lila one to start sneaking
friends,
away.
I think we've had a lot of fun, but it seems like it's about time to run.
All right.
Should I shoot
I
them with a
concur.
gun?
That seems...
I
Not so
concur.
fun.
The duel is won. Now it's time to pick up tail and run.
Okay. Everybody make a thinky roll.
GTFO.
You can roll 2 die. You want to roll over your number. This is the calm, precise action of sneaking away. The Zaxxons are happily chewing on Fruit Loops, and
Wait, above my number?
No, if you're thinking
Yeah,
below.
thinking you want to roll over your
Yes.
number.
Okay. Or no, below.
Oh no, wait, sorry. Yes. Thinking you want to roll
below.
under your number. Right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So,
Okay.
Marquis is right. I'm wrong.
Lila also
Oh,
is,
success.
is the one that pulled Lila one, so Lila also.
successes.
2 successes.
2 successes, 1 deep thought.
2
2
successes.
successes.
Okay.
No,
so
wait. No wait. I had to roll under my thinky.
Oh,
Okay,
that's double boxcars.
that's double no. So I'm gonna do a reroll. Yeah, Lila 1 would have won that. Lila also
Lost, so.
Also
lost.
But that's okay because I am going to make Jimmy re-roll both of their successes.
Yes.
You still get your
Yes,
you still get your SD thought.
Yes. Delicious.
We all know exactly why this is happening, right?
Yeah, you have too many of them.
Hey, yeah, fuck you, Dragon Lady, 2 deep thoughts!
Wow. Okay.
Oh, what?
Deep thoughts.
I
Three
will-
deep thoughts.
I will leave that at that. So yeah,
Damn
three
right.
deep thoughts. This is deep thought. You're on the air with deep thought. What is your question?
Are you the same deep thought as the chess computer?
No. That computer was named after me.
Was it?
Deep Blue?
Indeed. Oh, is that what his name was?
Deep Blue.
There's also that one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, deep thought is a distinct.
I like
Yeah,
the-
pretty
I like the
sure
term.
named after me.
That's not real. That's from Terminator.
It's not that I let it go to my head. I'm too smart for that.
Do you have a head for it to go to?
Metaphorically, yes.
Cool. That was third.
And there you go.
Not gonna be useful.
We're just getting social link points with Deep Thought.
Oh, it smells so good.
We're establishing a relationship so that in the third act, like we have some meaningful payoff.
Yeah.
So you all sneak off successfully. You're headed where?
I
Towards the
did
city?
not.
Or oh, you did not.
Lila also didn't. Lila 1 did.
Okay.
However, that works.
Lila 1, you are walking along, doing great, quiet as a mouse, and then suddenly Lila 2
also
like,
was did you see
sneezes.
that? That's what I did.
Oh,
No more rhyming.
Oh my god,
We're
thank God,
free.
we're free from this.
Purple! Orange!
yeah, and
These are the colors I see in the sky.
Lila also starts just screaming out, and the centaurs all turn around, and they're all like, when they're just like faces are all stuffed with Fruit Loops, and you know, the go, and then they start kind of galloping in your direction.
Time to run.
Run.
All right. Let's see. To make a run, that is a feely roll because it's while that is physical action. So you all want to roll over your number. You can roll. You can roll 2.
I want to make a different roll.
Oh yeah,
Just to
absolutely.
fly.
that is always your prerogative.
Is to abandon my friends.
Can I roll with no biped problems?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. Cool. Another deep thought.
I have a deep thought as well.
Ooh, 2 deep
I'll let you
thoughts.
keep that. Deep thought also.
Yep, one success,
So I
one
need to
deep
roll
thought.
under my thinky roll?
You need to fail a thinky roll. The more you fail, the more of them individually you fail, the better your control
So
of your flight.
I want to roll higher.
You want to roll under your number. Your number is
Higher.
4.
For him.
But
Five.
Oh, but
You
you're
fail
trying to
or
fail,
you're
right? So you
Yeah.
want to roll over your
Oh, then
number,
I have
and your
2
number is 4.
successes.
okay, so I can roll 2 for this.
You can roll 3 now because
Okay.
you got great control before, so now you
Okay.
got the hang of it a little.
Oh.
That's
And you just kind of jump up and fall.
all right. I'm gonna use one of my last reroll token.
Sure.
It's always good to give tokens to me because I use them. I'm just,
Oh,
there's
Oh,
a
there you
6.
go.
Oh,
Yeah, and like you pull and like you're running and you like woo, and you jump at the ground and instead of falling it's just a, and you're kind of now like hovering there and just like I don't know,
Yeah.
something about 10 feet over the ground.
I'm fine as long as like the y equals mx plus b of my arc is like that I'm going at least up a half a foot for every foot that I move forward.
Sure.
Then I will gradually get out of reach.
M equals 1/2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Thank
You know, you only rolled a 1, so you're kind of floating. So what I will say is that you're kind of like spinning upside down a little
That's
bit.
fine as long as
kind
I'm
of,
like
right. Yeah, you're
spiraling out.
going in the
of
right
reach.
trajectory. It's not a very comfy ride though. You all succeeded all of your rolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you all got a ton of
Deep thoughts.
deep thoughts. So why don't we start? Why don't we start with Rave on the end? What is your deep thought? What is your question for deep thought?
in order to repair Eddie, what shop do we have to go to in this city? Did I rhyme? Was that a rhyme? I don't know.
You don't have to rhyme anymore.
I know, but it was an accident.
Oh, accidental rhyme. Yeah, you get points for that.
Yeah, you get it.
The means to repair an infinite improbability drive do not exist on this planet.
Or do they?
No, they do not.
No, sorry, I got in there.
Given that the means to repair the improbability drive don't exist on this planet, how improbable would it be for us to find such means? Numerically.
It's not out of the question. Numerically, 1 in 75.
That's pretty likely.
I feel rather reasonable
Yeah.
about this, which
Me too.
makes me actually a little bit concerned given that it runs on improbability.
I mean, I've won blind boxes. I've like bought blind boxes with worse odds than that.
What is that?
The little thing where you have the toys, but they're in a plastic thing.
Oh yeah, and then you like.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
The
I
improbability,
don't know.
the improbability drive was ruptured, so everything's a little bit strange right now.
I've seen Stranger Things.
But yeah, about 1 in
Yeah,
show
about
too.
1 in 75.
The second season.
Was that all your questions?
Yeah, I only had one.
At 2.
What is your question for deep thought?
Okay. Well, one is because that was one of mine. Okay, so wait, did he answer where we should go in the city first?
He said that there's no
way to
fix the
fix
thing.
it. 1 in 75
We're
chance.
gonna have to
Okay,
win
so
a pub
when
race
we go to the
for
city,
sure.
where should we go first?
Yeah.
I don't know that there. It's like, I don't know that there is an answer to that as far as like a place you should specifically go. But let's say,
Shouldn't it be the place
Where
where the
will
universe
we-
doesn't turn all wibbly and gray?
Yeah.
If we do it wrong?
Where in the city?
Sounds like a good plan.
Where in the city do they have the free samples of snacks like you get at Costco?
there are free snacks given out at. Free snacks are available at the temple of the people who think God is depressed.
There we go.
Wow, I am a little peckish.
Was there now the centaurs who were just? Did they think God was depressed or God was sad?
They think God is depressed.
Okay, so all
Their
right.
enemies, the phrase, think God is sad.
Okay.
Just
Whoa.
to clear that up in a non-rhyming form so everybody gets it. They're at war with another culture. Their war is over whether God is depressed or God is sad.
But
Okay.
if you have a car, you're super okay with the Zax subs. We're still committed to that bit, right?
They are
Excellent.
kind
Good.
of
Glad to know.
50s car culture there. Yeah, they they're all about V8s and, torque and stuff like that.
Wait, how does tomato juice help?
Sam Puns, let us know what you think in the chat.
Is that even a
Second question.
Kind of, yeah.
On the way
Yes.
to the city, will it be okay for us to have ideas, or will we get smacked in the face for it?
No, you're good to go. This isn't that planet, but I appreciate your reference. And on that, just for good sport, a sort of spatula-like hand jumps out of the sand and smacks you, and then disappears into the sand.
Was that a what you call it? Was that
It is from the Hitchhiker's Guide movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie as well. Yes, I watched that movie.
And you
Really?
all succeeded. So the centaurs, they kind of get tired, and the Fruit Loops.
Oh,
what's up? Thank you.
Hey!
By the way, we are past the Earth is restored.
hey.
Thank you, Lucille. Like we are firmly into Dom time, which means Dom
Which is fine.
to be making up whatever comes next.
Dom just disappeared.
One of us are going to turn evil.
Yes, Dom disappeared. He might have disappeared from existence. I don't know.
Oh, so we'll have two evil characters?
Do I not count? I've been saying some pretty terrible things about her dead son. his dead son, sorry.
So you all succeeded your roles. The centaurs, all full of Fruit Loops now, just don't have the stamina to chase you, and they sort of sit down and they just watch you, and they're like, "Stop!" And they shake their fist, and they're like, that's all I got.
Wow, I'm loving this workout. This is like when I was running with the rhinos. It was
How did that go?
BBC special. It was real great.
Was that that one grip that got impaled?
Lila.
Yeah,
I missed something before, just for this here. Shalthea sends a reroll to every player at the table except me. So,
Yes.
Shalthea, you are on that.
Oh.
Yay.
What a delightful
after
notion.
our hearts.
oh, Shalthea. No, thank you. And thank you, everybody. So we are now firmly into Dom time. That takes care of all the sub-actions. And what I will say is, while you are getting away and headed off to the city, you're walking through the plain, and you hear this kind of this flapping sound, or rolling, as the case may be, through the plain, and you hear this kind of flapping sound. You look above you, expecting to see some kind of crazy alien creature, but what you see is the most majestic thing that you have ever seen in your life. A penguin, soaring majestically above the plains as penguins are known to soar. And this penguin has a mailbag and a carrier hat on, and it circles around a couple of times, and it makes the proud call of the penguin till you hear it. Hey, so exciting! Thank you. Thank you for the sub. And then, yeah, it circles down and then lands right in front of you.
So ready for this?
Oh my god, I thought you were drinking a bottle of hot sauce.
Oh no, but I'm having hot sauce and goldfish.
I also need to clarify, I thought you had been drinking a bottle of hot sauce for about 25 minutes. I was like,
alright, so
Rainy doesn't mess.
the penguin pulls a couple of messages out of its bag.
Happy to see amazing people hitchhiking their way across the galaxy of saving Throw Show. Stay awesome and cheers! From Puff Harryman.
Thank you, Bob Harriman.
Thank you.
what a gem.
Very cool.
This is Pang from sector numbers 8005S. We hope you can complete your task at hand. Our Earth survival is in your hands. That's from Toa 47.
Very good.
Meaning of Night points out, penguins don't have any trouble hitchhiking across the galaxy. That's true. What great adventures!
But they also don't have thumbs, doesn't they? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no! No, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't expect to be affected that much by that face. I really thought I was going to be able to let that roll off, but I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, thank God.
Some red shirt says, space, it says, is big. Really big. You just won't believe how vastly, hugely, mind-bogglingly big it is. Thank you so much, Richard. Those are the messages I have for you.
Thanks. Yay.
And on that, this clearly adult penguin, and definitely not a child pretending to be a grown-up, takes a few really impressive strides.
I like catch up and start flying to tip them an Altarian dollar. I assume. Do you take tips? Is that okay? Should I use the app?
Yeah, that's not allowed by union.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for the sentiment.
And on that, the penguin takes a couple of really impressive strides, and just leaps into the air and soars with the strength of 1,000 penguins, disappearing into the light of the sun.
Still with my jetpack, because only adult penguins can fly,
Although Adelia is definitely an adult.
That's right. Adelia is definitely an adult. But has a jetpack.
Yeah, just maybe their wings were tired right now.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
And you are just as Adelia disappears off. Thank you, Adelia. You are arriving at Zaxxon City. And you walk in, and this is, picture like New York from Futurama. It's aliens, it's people, it's a swinging scene. It's kind of futuristic, but at the same time, it's basically just a city. It's all. Oh, thank you for the sub, Theslip. Or that's one piece.
The slip.
The slip. Oh, I get it. Thank you.
As
Give him the slip.
Yeah, there it is.
So it's it's this sort of futuristic metropolis that is still very much like any city that you know, just with aliens and futuristic
just
stuff.
with Zaxxon.
Right.
Zaxxon.
Zaxxon, Zaxxoff.
Exactly.
Wow.
There it is. Why are we talking about the monasticism of the Zaxxons?
And as you walk in, immediately this a monk with like a dolphin monk walks over to you.
Dolphin monk?
And a dolphin monk walks over to you and looks at the four of you and looks at Rave and goes and puts like this thing on your neck, which is like a dolphin symbol, and you get the feeling that those.
Without hesitating, I imitate the exact sounds they just made.
And the dolphin goes.
It's kind of like when you tell a waiter, they're like, enjoy your meal. You're like, you too.
You get the feeling that those screeches,
I feel so targeted.
Oh, in fact, what I will say is you got the babblefish. Those screeches, the babblefish, yes, the translation. That charm says, you are on the same spiritual plane as the dolphins.
Oh my God.
And in a time of need, if you need them, they will be there for you.
This is all, I literally fake his face in my hands And I'm just
What are you
like,
doing?
this is all I've ever
That's a lot of
wanted.
face.
Personal space of dolphin face.
I've ever wanted.
Lila
Thank
goes
you.
over and puts.
I will not fail you. And then he withdraws.
Lila puts her
Thank
hand
you.
on Chandler's shoulder and be like,
I'm the
Wow.
dolphin speaker. I'm the motherfucking dolphin whisperer.
that,
This is
that
amazing.
was
Do you
creepy
see this?
even for me.
Do you see this? This is amazing.
I mean,
Can we go
if
find a
someone
dolphin?
puts- if someone puts
we're-
a token
you're
around your
professional
neck
zoologists,
and says,
so-
I
I
will
mean-
come to you in your time of need, I think face touching is...
That was
It's
was
allowed.
a bit
It's
much.
valid. It's
Yeah.
valid. There's
Just-
a lot. There's a lot of feelings here, and I just always wanted to be noticed and recognized because I feel like Earth really failed me in that regard, and just this is all I've ever wanted.
By the way-
Where can I find a dolphin on this planet?
Besides the
Besides
one
the
that
monk?
you just
Right there.
that you just saw.
He's disappearing
the
into the
one that
crowd.
you were
Apparently
touching
walks,
his
so
door.
like,
Face
Oh,
off.
sorry, I thought you just gave
Walking
me a
pretty fast
medal.
now.
No, like
He's more like
you
off.
put a medal around you and then you touched his face.
Yeah.
Look, if
He's-
somebody puts a necklace around you, they are broaching the physical contact.
Okay.
They started
Yeah.
it.
He's
Like, I
hopping
think if
away
you
on his
also
little
stay
fins
above
very
the
quickly
neck,
now.
you're
All right,
fine.
what's yours?
All right, so
Muscular.
Chovik Sunny, by the way, sends a reroll to me. Thank you, Chovik Sunny.
Oh, we see you.
Good for conflict, good for storytelling. Excellent decision.
Bad choices.
I picked.
all
I
around.
tried to pick die that rolled badly this time. I want to fail these rolls. It's fun.
Good start.
Yeah.
I want Lila also
And then the
to.
execution was like.
No, that came in just
Oh,
after
that just
Adaly
came
left.
in? Oh,
Adaly took off, and then I heard a penguin noise.
yeah, okay. We'll get back there in a second.
Yeah. If Adaly comes back, though,
Yeah,
I'm prepared.
we'll take care of that. So yeah, you're now wandering around the city. It's, picture yourself in New York or something. It's cities, it's buildings, it's crowds, it's, and
I get an excessively expensive tourist T-shirt.
well, okay, how?
Credit.
Credit?
Oh yeah.
On credit.
Yeah. Put it on the company.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
They left their
Like something that you
expense
have to
card in
put
there.
a stamp on it or something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You credit your way to I went to Zaxxon City and only got this lousy t-shirt, t-shirt. And
I also want to get a hat from their sports team, the Zaxxon Klaxons.
yes, Zaxxon Klaxons.
Of course.
Yeah, I want one of those Helvetica font ones that just says like, I'm sorry, Klaxon is what we're going.
Zaxxon.
Zaxxon?
It says like Zaxxon, cars, centaurs, sad. It's
Yeah,
just the concept.
Let's say you all, you get,
Urban camouflage.
urban, yes,
Oh, yeah.
camouflage,
Yeah.
native
Oh, yeah.
garb,
We
whatever
look
you
like
want
tourists now.
you look like you're tourists. You will.
Definitely
Art
belong
Zaxxon.
here.
That's what I got. I got
I put
the
my earbuds in, but they're not playing anything, so no one will talk to me.
Well, then only.
pro
Don't
tip.
give away all the secrets.
Yeah, and you're walking around. Yeah, what do you?
Yeah, I want Lila and Lila 1 and Lila also, like their stomach starts growling. Like
Time since last snack.
yeah.
20 seconds.
And then Lila also sees a flyer on a space pole.
Yeah, it's
That-
a pole and
that has,
technically in space, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like it's floating in space is what I mean by space pole.
Oh, okay.
And-
Futuristic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, about the Temple of God of Depression and their
The
you
Temple
know,
of the People
free
Who Think God is
samples.
Depressed. Yes.
Yes.
It says, "Come join us in scoffing at those fools who think God is sad. Free snacks available to all."
I suddenly realized I got the wrong shirt, and I swap out the sad for depression.
Nice.
I was like wearing.
And yeah, there's an address,
Yeah,
and
so
I
comes
will
here.
let you navigate your way to the city. You find the Temple of the People Who Think God is Depressed, and inside there are a bunch of, let's say, vaguely humanoid, but they're purple, and they're all standing around, and they're surrounding one who looks like them, and another one who's wearing similar but slightly different garb, and the two of them are yelling at each other. And
More ornate or less?
they're both centaurs.
No, they're just kind of humanoid aliens.
I just
wanna know
Centaurs
who's
with
that.
guards.
It's different. This is
Let's say,
Yeah.
let's say one of them is slightly more ornate. Let's say, one of them, they're both purple, like everybody, like all the other, people at the temple. But one of them is wearing gray robes, and one of them is wearing green robes, and the one that's wearing green robes is the only one in green robes, and the two are yelling at each other, and one of them is yelling at each other, I'm telling you God is depressed, and the other one says, oh, I'm telling you God is sad, and the other one says, no, it's not just some garden variety sadness, we're talking about a clinical thing here, and the other one says, no, it's a deep well of poetic sadness that came from inside the soul, and they start like pushing each other back and forth, and all the ones
Bouncer bounces.
Bouncer bounces.
The bouncer bounces. What do you want to do? Okay.
Jimmy, do your thing.
I'm getting right into there, and I am breaking up this group with the full aggression of a professional bouncer.
Okay, that's gonna be a feely roll. It's wild passion action. You're running in there to kind of.
Can I assist by loudly exclaiming that this is a bouncer and they need to calm down?
You can sure
This
try.
here's professional bouncer, and y'all need to listen.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
You call that a feely roll. You're trying to persuade them, so you can roll 2.
Yeah.
You want to roll over your number. Your number, Chandler, is a 4.
I got 1 success and 1 deep thought.
1 success and 1 deep thought. Okay, well, I'm going to make you re-roll your success.
Yeah, fuck you, dragon lady.
This is deep thought. You're on. What's your question?
My question is from where we are right now, how do we go about getting Earth back? Like, what is the next step to getting Earth back?
The next step to getting Earth back is following the path that will be set for you by these 2 ranting morons.
Oh, great.
I've got it. I'd like to get in between them. Or do you have more questions? I'm
No,
sorry.
that's
your
my
own
only
question.
question.
But that was your assist for their roll. So yeah, you make your feely roll. This is what you do. You can roll 3, and you have that helps with 4.
Sorry.
You want to roll over your number?
That's 2. That's 3 successes. 2 which are deep thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we decide what happens there, this is
That's
deep
my
thought.
answer.
What are your questions?
How do you feel about the Rui Lopez?
What?
What?
It's fine.
Checking data banks.
Wait, did you
data bank failure.
Nobody.
Data bank failure.
is that how far we fall?
Calculating.
I don't like this return.
What is your second question?
Come back in 85 million years.
Please offer me a deep thought. Deep thought.
Oh, gosh.
Very well.
Prepare.
Let's say deep thought says a common mistake that people make when trying to design something completely foolproof is to underestimate the ingenuity of complete fools.
It's very British.
It's very deep.
I also relate to it very personally.
So, yeah.
Hey.
You
Deep
bet.
thought out, and you are.
And I bounce with extraordinary bounceitude.
Yeah, you just jump right through that crowd, and they're all sort of, religious monk types, and they all sort of bound, just right out of your way. They're not getting, and the 2 in the middle, you just plunge right between them, and they're like, who?
We're all here to have a good time.
No, we're not. We're
Not here to get rowdy.
We are here to argue over
We are
whether-
going to settle. I don't want to have to kick y'all out.
I don't think.
Nope.
This person.
Oh my God! Peachy! Thank you. Oh my God, again.
We're like super dom.
Yeah,
Super dom.
Tinky,
Aw.
always particularly generous with us. Thank you so much.
Awesomeness.
Wow. That must
Absolutely
unlock
awesome.
crazy dom time stuff. So
Yeah.
I am now interested to see what happens.
I'm
Thank you,
interested to
Casey.
see what
Thank you,
happens.
everybody.
So Lila 1 and Lila also are very lightheaded because like for them like not snacking is akin to like very very deep meditation to where it's like you're floating above your body.
Oh, wow.
So
Experience.
Snack troll
Yeah.
projecting.
yes, snack projecting. So they both kind of like get right in between the gray robe and green robe dudes, and Lila also
Natural projecting.
snack troll project. I was just thinking. I think you broke them.
Jimmy is holding them apart, so you jump in the middle.
Lila also comes in and goes, I think God is angsty.
I like, can I get in on this?
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Say, God is lachrymose.
Whoa.
And they all look at each other and they're just like, who are these loonies?
I want to convince them that God is angsty.
God is depressed! And the other one goes, sad and depressed, sad! And they start the show.
What? God is.
They stop and back up.
God is grieving.
Look.
God is dead?
I expect you to respect the
said
Order
it.
of the Thesaurus
God is
as
dead.
represented by these
He's
religious
permanent.
officials.
Hey,
Congratulations, you are now ordained.
Did you just marry these guys?
I think that'd be great.
sorry, did you marry
Yeah.
the
You
two
should marry
heads
these
together?
guys. They should
Two
marry
heads
the
together.
heads.
I mean,
Is that-
no, but now I want to say yes.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's
yeah.
go with it.
God,
So,
God is angsty.
The one in
We
the
can
middle.
prove it.
The one in the middle says, listen, we will not have this heresy. Everyone knows that God is depressed. And the other one says, everyone knows that God is sad. You know, right now, over at the temple of the people who think God is sad, we have just dozens of chipmunks ready to convert over to our religion. Dozens! Chipmunks!
Are they interested in your religious nuts?
Are there snacks there?
There are snacks here, and he points over at the
Thank you.
side and by the wall. There's just Kit Kats and Twixes and Reese's peanut butter cups.
You
Pop Tarts.
You can't get us on your side that easy.
He's just. You can help yourself as long as you came to the debate. Snacks are available to all. That is what we put on the flyers.
Lila's just like,
That's very kind of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
she's now over there like stuffing her
Is
back.
this supposed to turn into God after I eat it?
No.
Okay.
So he's
It's not that kind.
So the one says, listen, here's what's going on. We've been arguing it out with them for, he looks at his watch, since the dawn of time. In fact, we believe that our planet was the first planet to have life on it. And since the first life evolved on our planet, it's been arguing over whether God is sad or God is depressed. Now, the legend holds that at the top of the mountain, and he points, and you know, the city is built into the side of a huge, gigantic mountain. At the top of the mountain.
Does he do it like kind of like he's been in this building a lot, so he knows? Because we're inside, but like he knows. Which
Yes,
way to
yeah,
point,
he knows
even though
exactly.
We can't see it.
You,
from here.
yeah, you're in the middle of the city, you can't see anything. He's just at the top of the mountain. The legend says that there is a scroll left by God Himself that says on it the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, and that scroll will let us know whether God is sad or whether God is depressed. The problem is, we don't trust those blokes to go up and get it. And he's like, yeah, we don't trust them. And he's like, and we don't trust them to go on a joint mission either. And he's like, we
We'll
wouldn't
get it for
trust
you.
them on a joint.
I assure you, we have among our party specialists in mountain climbing.
That's me.
Right, and
Also dolphins.
We'll totally do this for you in exchange for a number of things. One, we're gonna need Sherpas to go with us because that's
I
what
mean,
they do in
I'm
the
pretty
movies.
experienced, but I'll allow
But
it.
to carry all the snacks.
Valid.
Snack
Right,
shop.
You know what
like,
we
what's
need?
wrong with that?
You know what we need?
That and we need some funds.
And we need two of you to come with us to witness, because otherwise, if we
Right.
come back with a scroll and I hand it to this guy and he reads it and he's like, we were right. First thing you're gonna say is, that's not the real scroll. You didn't really go up the mountain.
Right, this is my mate, Karen.
I mean,
He's
be
got-
real.
he's got
That's
the
what
right
you're gonna
man.
do. If the scroll doesn't say what you think, you're gonna say it's not the right
We
scroll.
need
Karen,
one priest in
that's
each
some
temple.
We
Really?
wouldn't do that.
Oh come on!
No.
I know how this works.
One priest
Come
from
on.
each
Karen,
temple has to go
that's
with
some
us.
great foresight. That should be on your resume. If
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not
That is
already.
prophecy right there from
Yeah.
the Order of the Thesaurus.
Tell you what.
Exactly.
I just
We'll merge characters, and you will each get you'll get a priest from each temple to go with you, who will also act as snack sherpas.
excellent.
I love this. It works for me.
Just
Yeah,
put them
that's
right
great.
there in
Yeah.
their settlement.
Yep.
And you-
Exploring,
and you-
adventuring.
And they
I'm
try to take
down.
to the priest and it's like, who's volunteering? And they all sort of like,
Nose goes.
and each leader picks a priest, and those priests are just saddled with just ridiculous amounts of snacks on their back.
What do you know? It was the two we were already talking to. How convenient.
Yes, it is the two. Amazingly, it is those two, and those two are just like carrying snacks for you.
That's what you get for starting a fight.
Yeah.
We'll see what happened with your life. Like immediately after, you couldn't just get along.
I don't like you. And
I think it's time for us to make a list. And we send that to Ford and Arthur of everything that we've done up to this point.
Hitchhiker's Guide. Make a list.
Yeah. Okay, we found.
And most importantly, we have to let them know is that we are staying being awesome.
Hiss, hiss. Hiss, hiss.
Keep being awesome.
Hiss, hiss.
I'm sure that when you get back, we will all be satisfied that God is quite depressed. And the other one says, sad, depressed, sad. And they start like shoving each other again. And they
Don't make me come back there.
Yes, fine.
And I'm still telling you both, they're angsty.
Enough horsing around. They're centaurs.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're not.
They're purple humanoids.
They're
What?
purple
You guys have
humanoids.
been picturing centaurs this entire time?
No, because he's not.
Centaurs.
I said like 8 things that were centaur driven. I like.
No,
I
it
joked
worked
about
though.
Saddlebags.
It totally worked. They are a centaur appreciative culture, so they got all your jokes. And
So they were
Unbridled equine humor just bit you.
they're like, so they're like, all right.
That was right on Centaurgate.
We've been warned since the dawn of time. We might as well wrap this up today. Why don't y'all head off and take that weird thing with you? And you,
I do think Lila is uniquely qualified to head off.
behind
Well,
Lila.
I think they're talking about you.
No,
just got that.
behind Lila, like what you see is like floating way down there, almost like hiding in the shadow. It's the pot of petunias. And it's holding like a little dish towel, and it's kind of just like floating, like looking like, you know, just if it can come
Oh
on.
my goodness. Baby.
Y'all can have this.
And it flies over, and
It's your nanny skills.
then it just drops right into your hands, Kieran.
Alright, and I like that. It's like it's
And it
kind of
goes-
a little thief because it stole one of the dish towels from Heart of Gold.
Mama.
Aww.
And you put it down
Here,
and it
here it shall stay.
and it floats up and
Oh, I
comes next
see.
to you.
I think it imprinted on you. They're like goslings.
Oh, well, maybe, I mean, I don't really get along with it so far, but hopefully our friendship will blossom.
I think you're its parent.
If you don't leave it behind,
Red.
I think there's a good chance that some warm emotions can stem from this whole situation.
There it is.
Yeah.
So the two snack
All right,
Sherpas lead you
let's
through
put
the
pedal to
city.
the metal.
Yeah, and they lead you.
Sprinkle it with affection, mate.
Yeah, they lead you through the city,
Very
and they
good.
lead you out past the outskirts of the city, and it's a real Lord of the Rings thing. You're all walking together in
Yeah.
a fellowship, kind of. It's all very romantic and fun.
Yeah. Popping some popcorn.
Popping
along the
popcorn,
way.
just like in Lord of the Rings.
Floating popcorn.
Floating popcorn, exactly like in Lord of the Rings. You remember the floating popcorn part.
I mean, you put the popcorn in the petunia pot with the petunias, it's floating.
There you go.
There you go.
That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, and you
we
start making your way
Downtown.
Thank you.
downtown,
Sorry.
and then past downtown, out of the city, and towards the mountain.
Yep.
And the mountain is steep, but there is a path that sort of spirals
walking
around.
just
It is
little
ADA
off
compliant
the-
as
80
fuck.
yes, there's.
I'm walking just a little off the path. It's just like I want to feel like this is more epic than it currently
Really
is.
earning that yearbook quote.
I want Lila and Lila also to have a quick little conversation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, fine. So I've been thinking about what you said, Lila, also, and you said God, they're angsty. Right. I did all of the deliberation. God is angsty. Now, I think that God is more like downhearted
Oh.
as opposed to being angsty. And you know, there's a difference there. You know, I just wanted to say you're not necessarily wrong so much as I'm more right.
I'm
they're just
hold
like,
on.
Yep, and you're just you're having your discussion. You are walking on unnecessarily
Just
rough
like
patches of path.
explorer mode. I'm fucking loving this.
The Sherpas are just looking at you and they keep shrugging
I
at each
have
other.
What is happening?
I'm floating and I've just like tied myself like a balloon to one of our guides' wrists, and I'm just asking to be like tugged along while I take a nap.
Do you think the Petunia learned how to float because they saw Kieran floating?
Oh.
Now I
Really stealing my thing. These flowers. It's fine.
Welcome to fatherhood. You'll find it a very joyous thing. I actually say this to you.
Make me feel immortal, but also remind me that I will die.
I love you.
And that's what you'll say when I'm on my deathbed.
Have you named them yet?
I'll give it a year or two, and then I'll give them. I don't want to name them before I see how long they're gonna last.
I mean,
Not gonna do like an 8th day kind of thing.
Yeah, and
Eric.
Eric the Petunias?
Yeah, Eric.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric the Petunias. Eric, the collective of organic matter we are referring to as the Petunias.
Well, I think you're doing great. When I first had Kevin, I didn't think I was ready for it either. And to be fair, Jimmy here did most of the work. But yeah, I think you're gonna do just fine.
Oh my god, you're talking about your son right now.
Oh my god,
have you gotten to that point? Have you healed enough?
Okay,
where
well,
you can,
I was trying
where you
not
can
to think
actually
about
say,
how.
you can actually say his name and like.
Yeah.
Do you want? I've got some licorice. I mean,
I'll take some. I'll take some.
And you're
alright,
just
it's the red
winding,
kind.
You're
So
just
yeah,
winding
good
your
kind.
way up the
And-
path.
Agreed. Like
As
otherwise, we
Being
wouldn't say
nonsensy.
Yeah.
And
licorice and black licorice. We would do, that way would be the
This-
default if it were good.
the suns start to go down and things start getting a little bit darker, and and you're walking, and you start hearing like kind of a weird scratching sound, and then kind of a growl, and the Sherpas stop, and they're like,
And tie myself in
Hitchhiker.
No,
float.
we just gotta.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
you untie yourself and
analyze.
float?
I float like 10 feet above them.
And the Sherpa's like, nobody move. And then they watch you float up, and as you float up, just like this thing from above just grabs you, it's like, oh no, pulls you up.
Oh my god.
The one thing I could have never anticipated, something with vertical advantage.
And yeah, on the path above you, there is just like the most wild, ferocious looking thing you have ever seen in your life.
I'm
And
so
it is
excited.
Just blood and drool coming down its huge teeth and mandibles.
Let's go.
It just, yes, both. It's got many
Just in there with
mouths.
skull.
Some of them have braces. It's got arms. It's just absolutely frightening, and it takes you and it pitches you onto the ground, and it starts like walking towards you, kind of spider-like. You are all way down, so you are nowhere near this. What would you like to do now?
I would like to play non-existent.
Play not.
Yeah.
It's like playing dead, but even more intense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know this game.
To do that, you will have to. What do we call that? They'll call that a thinky roll. It's calm, precise action. It's so calm. You were trying to be so calm.
It's like
And the first thing I do-
existential, you know.
The first thing I do, of course, is close my eyes.
Close your eyes. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a thinky roll. You want to roll under your number. Your number
It's a 4.
is a 4, and you can roll. You can roll 3 because you got your towel and you're being helped by hyper intelligent mice, and this is exactly
Yet
the kind
again,
of
I
thing
use
they
my
might
towel
tell
as
you.
a blindfold.
Yeah, yeah.
It's starting to. It's people in the group are like, what? Why does he keep doing that? Ooh, okay. A 6, a 6, and a 1.
So that's 1 success.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
You can. Okay.
Swing. There we go.
Oh.
A 1 and a 2.
Yeah, and
I really don't want to get eaten.
that ravenous bug bladder beast. As soon as you start playing, you are so convincing. You just drop into like what I mean. Any person, if they saw you, would assume you just didn't exist.
Yeah,
Like that there's just nothing there. You are so convincingly nothing that the bug bladder beast kind of sniffs around. And then just winds its way up the side of the mountain and kind of disappears into some rocks.
What happened to the petunia?
The petunias, we'll say...
They were floating with the popcorn over by you.
Yeah, when he got pulled up, they were still just
that would be
floating
so traumatizing.
It's just a baby pot of petunias. It doesn't know how to get all that altitude yet.
Yeah, the petunias, Dada. It's just floating there, with the popcorn.
Yeah, very cute.
And we'll say the three of you finally have wound your way up and caught up to him, and he filled you in on what happened with the ravenous bug bladder beast of Trawl.
Yeah, I just pretended to not exist, and it bought it.
Right, that's amazing, mate.
Yeah, well, like, the main thing about it seems to be that it's very dumb. That seems to be sort of part of its thing. It's not the cleverest. In fact, it's the opposite of the cleverest. It's the other.
If we ever get back to Earth, I could use an associate with that kind of.
I guess it's gonna come down to like we're gonna have to test the predators, give them sort of like a standardized test.
Right.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like offering you a job, mate. You're too much into your head.
This is the thing.
Like this is a really good opportunity.
It's just so hard. Well, I mean, I never want to ask my friends for work. It's not a great.
We really need. Well, we're not friends, so this works
goal.
out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, roommates.
Yeah, and
neighbors. There it is.
Neighbors.
That's the word. I knew there was a word.
And you're all caught up, and let's say like the Sherpas help you dust yourself off, and they give you some snacks to get you that sugar rush.
Yeah, I thought you were a goner for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
and the fact that you aren't is actually pretty amazing.
Wow.
And it's getting dark. Like they light you up some torches, and you head on to the top of the mountain. When you get to the top of the mountain, there is a cave, and at the cave there are two, let's say, stone golems guarding the door.
When you walk up, do their eyes start opening?
Their
and
eyes
there's
start
a laser?
opening. No lasers. Their eyes start opening.
Does one of them always?
What would the other one say?
and they say, "You cannot pass unless you solve our riddle. One of us always lies." And then the other one's like, "No, we don't, Barney. Don't listen to him." He's like, "No, he's the lying one." He's like, "No, don't listen to him."
Oh, I love this. I like big books.
Lila also goes up to the one that says, "No, we don't." That one.
Yeah, we'll call. We'll say Barney is the one who says one of us always lies, and Fred is the one who says one of us always tells the truth.
Right. Lila also goes up to Barney. So what's your name?
Barney.
Well, mystery solved.
Right, this one. Wait.
This one tells the truth. Yeah.
This one tells the truth.
Unless it was lying, but it told us the name first time.
Right, and then Lila also goes to Fred. What's your name?
Barney.
Fred is a liar.
Oh, well, wait.
Unless Fred is really Barney the whole time.
This is the problem.
Nobody shall. Oh, Poisel, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Poisel.
No one shall be allowed to walk through these gates unless they solve the riddle.
Oh, well,
Same.
then we got it.
Do you have? Do you have?
I roll through the gates.
And as you
I am no man.
as you roll through the gates, like, hey, wait, that's
I float.
That's
I float through the gates.
Hey, no, you can't do that. No, hey, come back.
No takes you back.
I would like to somersault through the gates.
I put on Despacito and I say, everybody else just dance.
Rolling is granted for them, and flying you gotta roll for, somersaulting you gotta roll for.
Yeah.
Shalthea, thank you.
Dom, what are you doing?
What is happening?
What has happened?
Alright, Kieran, you roll a roll for flight to see, you want to fail a thinky roll, you want to roll over your number. Chandler, you are rolling a feely roll.
Okay.
You're kind of physical, right?
I mean, I'm a, like, I did a nature thing. I was like
nature
the zoologist.
special.
Yeah.
Okay, you can roll 1.
What?
I don't know.
I made a
Sam
very
is making a
unencouraging
face, and I was
face.
persuaded by Sam's face.
As your employee.
Lila's spider crawling.
Spider crawling? Okay, that will also take a physical roll. You want to roll
Buddy.
feely, so you want to roll over your number. You can roll 1.
1? Okay.
I hate you.
Buddy.
Chandler fails.
Chandler failed.
You dab with it.
And you pass.
You don't
Alright,
somersault.
how did you do,
I got 2 3s, which is a
stingrays.
failure.
That is a failure.
Which is what I wanted.
Yeah, failed the thinky roll so that
Thinky roll, you want to
fly.
roll. In a thinky roll, to succeed, you want to roll under your number.
So
you have to roll over your number.
So I throw myself
4,
to the
5,
ground
6.
and hit it.
Yes, you throw yourself to the ground and you hit it.
You were so much in your own head.
I succeeded. I got a 5.
You
So
spider walk
walked.
right over Kieran, who's just lying in the dirt. You do a somersault and just land on top
Good
of him.
one, mate.
Love
Good
it.
one.
Love it.
I was the distraction.
You are
We're
clean
doing
on
great.
the other side.
Yep.
I look up and I say, "What's the riddle? What's the riddle?
Maybe we should figure
Is
out
it
this
the
riddle.
classic riddle?
Wow.
Is it the one?
What's the classic one?
We have to figure out which one of you's lying.
Oh no, that's just something we like to use to screw with people.
Oh, what's the riddle?
What's the riddle?
The riddle is what's black and white and red all over.
Oh, well,
Isn't
it's
this
not the
the
newspaper.
ancient riddle.
Oh, that was my guess.
It's not.
Nobody reads that anymore.
Oh. That was. Is it a newspaper?
Yeah, we have bad news for you about print publishing.
Okay, roll a feely roll. You want to roll over your number. You can roll 2.
Alright.
You were
Hey, I did one over my number.
okay. What do you mean nobody reads a newspaper anymore?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, microblogging was obviously a contributor, but really, once publishers started to realize that they could get people to contribute, journalism really took a nosedive because all of a sudden it's less. Nobody reads long articles anymore unless they have like
Nobody
a very
reads?
emotional. Like they,
Nobody reads.
Yeah, sorry.
Fred turns to Barney and says, "We're gonna
Except
get
Mama
ourselves a new
Mama.
riddle."
Black and white and red all over. Oh, One Piece. Manga.
A carrier pigeon in a red dress.
Oh.
A penguin with a sunburned tummy.
Oh, you know what?
I don't want a sunburn.
Oh.
Are you
know,
back to read that message?
while you're here, Adele, Daily,
I'm at a daily.
there are 2 new. While you were standing there, while they're arguing over the riddle, a Daily lands for a second.
I heard someone talking about carrier pigeons, and I'm not one. Okay, here's my messages. DJ Phoenix, also a bird, says, "Keep up the awesome job, you hoopy fruits."
Thank you, DJ Phoenix.
Thank you. And Poisel says, 17, a haiku. 3 primes in 3 lines. When combined in summation, it's another prime.
Oh.
5, 7, 5.
Yeah.
But in fact, that was the next thing on the deep thought list.
That is awesome.
Done.
Deep thoughts with Poisel tonight. Thank you, DJ Phoenix, and thank you, Poisel. Thank you, everybody. And what happened here?
I look up at the stash. My belly does get sunburned sometimes.
Oh. And Fred's like, "I got some lotion for that." Okay, he disappeared. But they're like, "All right, we ain't got riddle, but we're gonna consider those answers you gave us. I guess you can go on in. Your friend's probably in there messing everything up anyway.
I'll
We
do the
totally
thing where I'm
screwed
like-
this gig up."
I stand up, but like as I'm moving forward, I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to get through this.
Yeah, and the
threshold.
Petunia is just right behind you.
Yes.
And you walk in.
I'm giving you tips on fatherhood. Got dad bod and all that great stuff.
You're giving fatherhood tips to him, and you walk down a long hallway that is carved into the mountain, and it spirals, and it's a long walk, and as you get to the end of it, there is in the wall this, this kind of like an arc, like a religious arc, and it has these sort of say stained glassy looking doors, and you.
Wow.
Get ready, you're the first Aaliyah.
This must have been quite a commission. I hope they got paid in time for all this.
And and that's what you find yourself looking at. What would you like to do?
I'd like to first ask the Hitchhiker's Guide if they know what this is.
Ah, yeah.
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 Hey, Hitchhiker's Guide.
Hello?
Ask them to describe the location.
I'd like to
where are we?
scan it, maybe scan
Oh yeah,
it.
I'm like
Yeah.
scanning, which is to say I'm like typing.
Like a
it.
panorama.
Yeah.
photo
Oh
is
yeah,
what I
take a
would
panorama
think.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm in it.
And it looks like Lila is like an error in the panorama, but no, Lila has two heads.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy states that the art style that is embedded into this piece of stained glass is native to the planet Dalfoon. Dalfoon is a weird place full of very religious people with some very silly ideas and disagreements between them. If you find yourself there, try not to get sucked into making too many donations to their causes. You know, they pass around plates a little more often than you're probably comfortable with. And like a lot of religious types, they can be kind of preachy and, you know, sometimes if you're a hitchhiker passing through there, you find yourself very put upon by people trying to help you.
What are their main beliefs, Hitchhiker's Guide?
The planet is inhabited by two near identical species, the Zaxxons and the Freys. One of them believes that God is sad, depressed, and one of them believes that God is sad.
The same thing. Talking about that. Great. 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 I just got really excited because dolphin sounded kind of like the word dolphin.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, but the
if that was-
buffoonish.
Oh, no, that's just a coincidence because, I don't know, I'm
There
staring
are
at the
no
word dolphin.
coincidences.
Yes, there are no coincidences, just
There are no
improbabilities.
Only narrative control.
There was that monk of the dolphins, after
Yeah.
all. So.
I mean,
In
he
this
and I
game,
got
though.
very close very quickly.
So
Did
yeah,
you see a
so
scroll?
there
Did
is.
you describe a scroll?
It's in there.
Well, it's closed right now, but if
Oh,
you'd like
okay.
to open it. Okay, yeah, you turn the latch and the doors open, and inside you find a scroll.
Oh,
Oh.
And
Scroll down.
it's got. Unfortunately, I've already initiated scroll lock.
and
There, I got there. Got there first.
carved into the rock above it, it says, "The answer to life, the universe, and everything."
Oh. And the answer is not 42.
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I
now.
figured it out. Wow. Well, what does it say?
Right, what's it say, mate?
It says line 4, but I find myself unable to catch up, which is the 4th line of my poem.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's
Someone watched the
oh my
God.
god. It's me. And I'm God. Is that it? Is that the thing to read here? No?
Who are
Yes.
you asking? I'm not
Wait.
there.
I'm sad and depressed. It was both all along.
Maybe you should try and turn that line into the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put with or without quotes. It says I'll get
Let's
more.
do it with quotes.
Close. Yeah,
Okay.
you want the
Yeah.
exact text or
Yeah.
All right. Well,
those words are super common. Otherwise, you're gonna get like Runner's World articles.
There
whole
you go.
thing.
You get all the answers.
First
like
result is my live
142,000.
journal. Second report is my Twitter. Okay. What else do I see when I answer this in the Hitchhiker's Guide?
You don't find anything. According to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, those are just a bunch of gibberish words.
What if I mean if?
And while you are looking at them, all of a sudden, the rock in the room around you start to sort of deteriorate and disintegrate into grayness, exactly like space did around your ship before, and the whole little chamber
got
starts to
burns on it.
vanish.
Burns.
Right, we're doing something wrong again.
And you
y'all.
suddenly find yourself floating in the middle of nothing. And then you float there just in this kind of, it's like floating in a pool of mercury, just this sort of like silvery ether that you're just like sort of swimming through. And then that bubble pops and you fall just to the ground and you find yourself on grass, on what looks like the planet Earth. And you are on the shore of an island. And it's dark and it's raining, and you turn around behind you, and like there are
Crashed plane.
there are a couple of guys let's say commando types holding guns standing behind you, and they are pointing up at the building, and one of them in a really heavy Scottish accent goes, "That's Alcatraz. And we're gonna be breaking in there to get the terrorists because they got a bomb. And they're using Alcatraz as their base." Oh, my Sean Connery's terrible.
I haven't seen the film The Rock.
That's right.
But is this from the film The Rock?
And he turns to his men and he's like, "It's us versus the Rock. And we're going in. And we're going in next week. Next week starts our 2-part The Rock.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry for...
No, it's okay. It's totally cool. I was hoping my Sean Connery wasn't so horrible no one would know what the hell was going on. Thank you for catching it. Yeah, next week we will be jumping headfirst into part 1 of The Rock. It will be another 2-parter. And while you are standing there watching it, you are just confused as all hell. It is nice to see Earth again for a moment.
Yeah.
You smell the air of San Francisco's Bay. You know, you're on, this is Alcatraz. It is in, just outside San Francisco.
Do I have a second ask one of the guards if they have a cell phone?
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Excuse me, real quick. Do you have a cell phone?
No, this is the 80s. No one's got cell phones.
Fuck.
Crazy
Where's the
lass.
closest phone? Damn it.
And then as he says that, boom, you pop back into the silvery abyss. And you float in the silvery abyss.
Same encounter to play out exactly the same next week.
We'll work on that.
Thank you.
And as you are floating in that silvery abyss, it sort of deteriorates around you again, and all of a sudden you find yourself back on the heart of gold, right where you were the first time existence went away. Only
That's
now
improbable.
you are traveling right back in the direction you were the first time. Everything is fixed, everything is repaired. You've got your well, you've got your petunias.
Do I still have 2 heads?
You still have yeah, you still have your 2 heads.
Yeah, that would be like
Earth map?
death.
Then everything is fixed.
No. Everything is fixed on the heart of gold.
Okay.
And the whale is there, and the whale walks over and goes, "Oh my god, you guys, you will never believe what happened to me. Oh my god, well, you were gone. I had this whole complete adventure all of myself. I was there, and like, let me tell you, the thing you need to know about this, well, let's just say if you ever find yourself in a pinch in a casino late at night with a bunch of crazy Clernians, let me say, Clernians will never forget." Now, let me expound on that a little bit.
Okay,
And before he expounds on that a little bit, the whale, before he expounds on that a little bit, a siren starts going off. Beep, boop, boop, and Eddie pops in and he goes, "Hey folks, welcome back. It looks like, well, let's see if I can put this together right. It looks like whatever distraction had taken you off course in the beginning and erased all of existence, you have completed and thereby done whatever you need to do in that direction to save the universe, which puts you back where you would have been had you never had to do that in the first place, since it has now actually been done and you didn't have to do it. So, here we are, headed right back into the tug like we were in the beginning, and here we go, hold on to something, and on that...
I still have 2 heads!
You still have 2 heads, and on that, the ship is just grabbed by the tug and just rocketed down through space. Now, you are in a much smaller ship than that giant party barge you were in before. So you are all struggling to hold on, and you just rocket right past the party barge. And you just go, you know... You are not in control of the ship. This force is.
I'd like to float just a little bit off the floor. So
Okay,
I can
sure.
completely ignore
You gotta
all the
fail a thinky roll to do that.
All right. Just 1 or 2.
You can roll 3. You've been getting good at flying,
I keep
or
trying.
you can keep trying to fly.
Yeah,
so.
I'm getting all the hits out. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, did I complete?
no. 4, 5, or 6.
No, I hit the ground with dead accuracy. Just
Yeah,
It's like gravity exists.
yeah, it's like one shot from 1,000 yards, just blam right into the ground. It's rough. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you just fall right to the ground, and that ship just, you know, it's tossing and turning through space, just a you know, a leaf in the wind, so to speak.
Oh, no, you did not.
You sure did.
Well, I totally made that up
Wait,
right
who's the-
now.
who's the
I-
pilot?
At least he didn't say, you know, a plastic bag.
Is Eddie the
That at least
pilot?
would be pure.
yeah, Eddie's.
I just want to know who's about to get killed.
Yeah, Eddie's don't worry, I am large and in charge, and absolutely nobody is going to get killed. And
Well, that's good to hear, Eddie. But why are we hurling through space? Can we just get a little bit more stable? Can that be a thing?
Yes, can you enact your stabilizers, Eddie? I made a list of all of your controls. Stabilizers is on there.
you can give it a shot. You want to try and enact stabilizers?
What's
Yeah.
the list you could do?
Sure.
I'll help you enact stabilizers.
That's good. That your list, I wouldn't even have known that
And
was a thing
diagrams.
until that's
Oh my god, that's a total waste
wow,
of time.
That's,
how about
that's
we just
beautiful.
how about
you
we just
might
push
have
some
a
buttons?
career in that in the future.
Are you?
Do you
So-
think?
I think so.
I'm
I think you should
I'm
believe
always
yourself,
looking-
but
I'm
let's
always
do
looking
that
for
later.
work.
Let's do that later. Let's do
So
that
why
later.
don't you roll a thinky roll to help him
Enact
enact the stabilizers? Thinky roll, you can roll 1. You got mouse help, you can roll 2.
And towel.
Yeah, but the towel's not applicable here.
Okay.
Oh, fair. Of course.
Yeah, I got
Obviously.
success because I have to wait. I have to do under because it's Lila also, so I got 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. That's enough.
Yeah,
that gets,
'cause it's a
that
help
gets
roll.
help over to Chandler. Chandler, you can roll 3.
Yay! And I'm rolling above a 4 or below a 4 for this one. Because it's thinky, right? So it's gonna be below a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I got 1 4,
Buddy.
1 success,
Buddy.
1 4, one success and 1 deep
Ask
thought.
deep thought. You're on with deep thought. What's your question?
Is God depressed or sad?
Ha!
God is both depressed and sad.
I feel
God
like
is
it's the answer,
angsty
but I'll take
or
it.
downhearted.
I'll take it.
What about lacrimose? Well, I didn't roll.
You have to roll
That's true.
ask deep thought, but I will think about it in the interim.
Alright,
Deep
thank
thought out. Psst, and he's gone. And yeah,
My
that
favorite
works enough.
podcast.
The ship starts to stabilize a tiny bit, and you find yourself being, pulled, now much smoother. And in the distance, way in space, you see a weird blinking thing. It's clearly it's not a star. It's there's
Glitching
something
pulsar.
way in the distance, and it looks like what you are headed right towards.
Is that a thing, Jimmy? A
Yeah.
glitching pulsar?
Glitching pulsars are absolutely a thing. A pulsar itself, actually, it could be any kind of a pulsar. A pulsar has a certain level of blinking. As it spins, the cones of magnetic force that it emits cause a change, like a pulse. Glitching pulsars happen when occasionally it changes the rate at which it spins, and then you see a level of pause in the rate of flashing.
Oh, like a skipping record.
I totally get
Sandpacks.
that. It's like
not
Vanellope
like a skipping
in
record.
Wreck-It Ralph.
That's
That's what the pulsar
That reference
is.
makes a lot more sense to
That's
me.
exactly-
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm
That's
a
exactly
bit of
what
a
they
pulsar
describe.
enthusiast.
Do you want to see if you can determine what it is?
Sure.
All right, sure. Roll a thinky
Since I
roll.
accidentally textually establish a pulsar enthusiasm.
Yeah, roll a thinky
Just,
roll.
Alright.
really.
I'm
You wanna roll under your
gonna
number?
aid that
Okay.
because I was like, yeah, like Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph.
Sure.
So
I mean, you know everything that's happening in the pulsar community. You
I
really
guess-
have your
I guess,
finger
Finger on the pulse.
pulsar.
I guess
Yes.
Lila also
Yes.
would do that. We'd be like, right, I've been making lists of all the spatial phenomena that we've been going past. This is definitely a glitching pulsar. So Lila also is,
Okay, only one per character can help. Which
Lila
one?
also.
Lila also. So you're gonna want to roll a thinky roll. You want to roll. You can roll 1. Thinky, you want to roll under your number. Your number is 4.
3.
Yep. So that works. So you can roll 3. You've got Eddie's help. You've got Mouse help. You've got Lila's help. Mouse is let me see what I can do here.
Baby.
Hi! I'm here to help you. I'm a mouse.
Hey, no. Alright, so far that is 1.
You know he's gonna.
Do it.
Do it.
If you can make God bleed.
But he's so busy being both depressed and sad. 1 more.
What is?
2 deep thoughts.
2 deep thoughts. Okay, 2
Yeah.
successes. So first, you're on with deep thought. What is your question?
If you're really arguing that God is depressed, are you saying that, like, outside of the notion of, like, biochemical depression? Like, are we talking about actual levels of serotonin here? Or are we not subscribing to the psychochemical model altogether?
Long answer, yes with an if. Short answer, no with a but. What's your next question?
But is he lacrimose, though?
A little.
Duly
Yes.
noted, much appreciated.
A little lacrimose. A little sad.
So not the lacrimose.
Oof. Cohen puns let us know what
And
you
it's
think in the
there's
chat.
no lack
Wow.
almost.
And somewhere
And you lack remorse.
Yes, I do.
and from somewhere
He doesn't
Oh,
lack
no.
from either.
you hear a whale voice yell, "Clarnians will never forget!" And yeah, you had a complete success there. So with Eddie's help, Eddie's like, "Okay, I think I am getting the hang of this now. Whatever that thing is, it's very, very big. It's extremely far away, and space is very big, yet we can still see it from where we are. It is quite enormous, whatever that thing is. In fact, I would say that thing is so big, it is probably exerting gravity that has created the tug. It is an object that is so big, I believe, he's a little more upbeat than that. I think, yeehaw! It's creating a gravitational force that is being corralled by the gravitational forces of other planets in its path to create a river through space that has been pulling everything, and that is what everyone has been calling the tug. Whatever that thing is, it's behind all your problems.
Wow.
Can we get rid of it?
We just gotta get through all our
How
problems.
did it get so big without anybody really noticing until now?
Don't know, but that's a great question, and I think you're super duper for asking.
Is there any way to get rid of it? Do you have? I feel like big guns would not help.
Yeah, Eddie, what's gonna happen? Is it just are we gonna smack into it? I mean, is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Eventually, yes, we will just crash into it, and it looks like, yes, what I would say is everything in the tug is just being pulled towards this giant object and smashing to pieces against its sides.
Maybe that's why it's getting so big. That video game, what was it called? Katamari?
Katamari,
Yeah, right? You roll the ball around, and it collects things, and it gets bigger and bigger.
And it becomes a star.
That's what the tug is, right?
Yep.
When things smash into it,
cosmos.
then it makes more, it's like graviton from the comics. See, I can think and say stuff too, not like second ed.
And as you get
Maybe I'll
closer,
give
do you want to do something? I thought you said
This
something.
is acrimonious. I love it.
What's your thought?
It's a terrible thought.
What's your thought?
What's your thought?
You must
Well-
become a terrible thought.
Deep.
Yeah. It's-
Well, this is a
Bad
big old gravitational thing that's tugging on everything, right?
Yeah. That's
So then we
that's
need to
my
like
understanding.
cancel it, like all of the stuffishness of the gravity by something with just a tremendous amount of emptiness. Now raise your hand if you have a deep existential sense of dread and ennui.
Oh, we gotta throw God at it.
And
Oh no, not me.
oh my friend. Oh,
Me?
Oh, my friend.
my depressed, sad, and very slightly lachrymose friend.
No.
I think I found a solution to all of our problems.
Are you
Sounds
saying
like
that if we
good.
throw the answer to life, the universe, and everything at it, that could kind of cancel out its sense of self and
Wait.
gravity?
Are we getting any closer to it?
Yes, you are speeding to it at incredible speeds.
But are we ever reaching it?
You are getting closer.
We're not Zeno's
Yeah.
paradox
Yeah,
here.
I suppose that was. I find myself unable to catch up. It is a pretty succinct expression
Ooh.
of
Yeah.
Xeno's paradox.
It would, but no, that is not what is going on here. You are
A
actually
divergent
approaching.
timeline where that's
Yeah.
what's going on.
In the reboot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we throw
I'm sorry. What?
Kieran into this.
No,
Is that-
we're
You're
not
shooting
doing
Kieran
that.
into space?
Yeah.
You know what? I float
Jimmy,
up
that
like
is what you're
9
suggesting,
feet.
You got to roll for that.
Okay.
Well, really, anyone who just raised their hand in response to the whole
I just-
emptiness of
True,
existence
but-
would cancel out the mass of existence.
Right, maybe what we could do is like that movie, I think it was Apollo
I failed.
13.
I
where
failed to fail.
the snake.
where we can like do some boosters to go just off to the side of it and do that gravitational slingshot thing around and bust it up while we're slingshotting around. See, that was in movies and that was space. See, I'm a thinker too.
Yeah.
And she picks up a bottle of Pangalactic
Cargo blaster?
Cargo blaster. She had some in a flask.
Sure, and you start getting closer to the object, and Eddie's like, something about this thing, and like, around on his view screen, the object starts enhancing in size, and a little, Eddie starts drawing a little, like, sort of digital border around it, and it seems to be kind of, like, very vaguely person-shaped.
Huh.
What?
Does it, if you tilt your head, does it look kind of like a person?
I
What
don't know if I
person?
see it.
No, there's the head.
I mean,
And then there's
vaguely.
the arms.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Process of elimination.
I just
How many
want
heads?
to. I just want to go ahead and talk about the elephant in
One.
the room.
Yeah.
What?
That's a whale.
It's a 12.
Right.
Great minds
There
think
it
alike.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
Fools seldom differ.
It's very obvious that Lila 1 feels threatened by me and my intelligence. I'm not much of a feely person, but that did hurt my feelings. I just want Lila 1 to know that I am not talking to her right now. So if you could just relay messages to her until I can, get back to being me. Lila also.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
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 But that does look like a person. I mean, it looks like maybe a head, like 2 legs.
Does it look like a baby? Is it a 2001 thing?
You can't
Vaguely.
tell. It's
Okay.
very vague. It's still,
I guess everybody looks vaguely like a baby, depending on your definition.
Winston
of vague.
Churchill looks exactly like a baby. Don't
That's
at
true.
me.
You want to shoot Kiernan into space.
I want to.
I'm also volunteering to be shooted.
You are also
No,
volunteering to
Jimmy's
shoot.
not going. That's me speaking up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For,
You know
Jimmy
what?
is the best nanny I've ever had, and that's not happening.
You know
so
what?
Well-
anyway,
There's
I
sometimes.
volunteer we shoot Karen into space.
You thought that if we went in the direction of the tug, then we might be able to cancel out everything that happened.
We did.
So by that logic, if I'm really going to be the best nanny that you ever had, then isn't this the best chance to get your kid back?
But what if you don't come back?
Lila.
I don't care.
You'll have your
if he
kid, and that
doesn't
matters
come
way
back.
more.
Look, I don't have a job, but I do think I'm the best man for this one.
Ooh.
Oh no!
That's very good. Lila
Wait,
1
I
is going to get into a fist fight with Lila also.
Okay. Yeah, you're starting to pound out.
Hey!
Like,
Hey!
what? Obviously, they stopped it. They
I
stopped it.
didn't ask who started
They
it.
started it.
I'm asking who's finishing
This
it
was
because
my
you don't want
party.
it to be me.
I want to.
Should I roll for this, or should I make you guys roll it, like to see if this works, or do you just?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
There's a
roll a feely roll. Let's just see if this works. You want to roll over
Yep,
a number? You
I'm
can roll
bouncing.
3. Yeah, you're bouncing.
That'd be
Yeah.
3 successes.
So yes, Lila 1, yes, stands down.
Okay, what's
Or
up?
Lila also stands down.
Yeah,
I realized
mine also
that you're
is like-
about to be shot into space.
It's true.
I don't think that you should do that
Yeah, that's
without
fine.
telling your petunia your first dad joke. My favorite is when they say I'm hungry and you say, "Hi, hungry, I'm dad." I
That
think
one's
that's
good.
the best. That one's just the best. And I feel like it's a quintessential moment of fatherhood that you should have before you
Okay.
shoot yourself out in space. Also, good luck and thank you for taking one for the team. And I just like
Sure.
punch you in the arm. It's like
So the
I'm
flowers.
ready to push you out.
No,
but,
I'm doing
want
it
you to
over
have
your
this
shoulder.
moment.
The flowers say, I don't know what it is to be alive. I don't know if I'm living or dying. I don't know if this is going to last. I'm filled with existential ennui. And I say, I reach over and I pat him. I say, "Hi, Phil. I'm Dad." And then I leap back.
And,
Yes.
And the petunia say, "My name's Eric."
Think on it. And I do the
I give you a thumbs up.
yeah, I do the superhero reboot, in which of course has to be a Christ metaphor, because that's the only story we know how to interpret everything through to give it resonance. I'm like, I'm Superman and also Iron Man and Spider-Man when he stopped the train.
Gotcha.
It shows up a lot.
And what
What
are
you
you
looking
doing?
for? And it's hard to miss.
You said you also wanted to go?
Yeah.
No. I'm holding it
Too late. We
back.
had a moment. Moment happened. Too late.
Can we roll for this?
Yes.
Yes.
You got to make a feely roll, Chandler, to stop them from going. It's wild, passionate action. You want to roll over your number. You are a thinky-ish character. Your number is 4.
Okay.
You can roll 1.
Just knock them out. That's what you
I
do
know.
if
Whatever.
it's
Nothing yet. Hang
Armageddon.
on.
6. Keep Slam alive 2K18. Die. I got a table reroll. I'm gonna try one more.
Just let it happen.
I'm gonna try one
the
more.
dice
One
don't
more.
want
Okay.
it.
That's what
5.
Okay, so it's one success. So what happens is you grab onto Jimmy's chair, and Jimmy is just moving with too much momentum, and you are just pulled along right with Jimmy, and now you are going too. So you...
Great. Lila sees this. And is already ticked off at Lila also. So, like, kind of gives Lila also the side eye and then hurtles them into space after.
Spite move of destruction!
Nobody's going to stay in the ship to pick them up later, but okay. So everyone is out.
Eddie's there. Eddie, the whale,
the mouse, I guess.
mouse, Petunia, Eric.
Yeah, all those people have their own agendas. I don't know how good they are at flying spaceships, but we'll see what happens.
We've been good buddies. I've been protecting the mouse from the snack for like 2 episodes now.
The robot. There
was a robot. Right, the robot. What was the robot's name?
Barry? At this point, that robot needs to, like...
The robot's like Barry or something.
Commit a murder and be the suspect because they were absolutely introduced and then forgotten.
Yeah, Barry just hangs out in the back until he's needed. When the ship crashed, Barry was killed, but then he was back when you guys rebooted existence.
Roger.
That's oof.
So yeah, the four of you jump out into the vacuum of space.
Now, I'm getting away from that.
According to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the odds of surviving in the vacuum of space are about 1 to 900 billion against. You have 30 seconds. You're going to freeze to death, asphyxiate, all kinds of pressure problems. You're flying, so you have a little locomotion, but the rest of that stuff all applies. And you all get very cold, and ice starts to form on you as you are sort of hanging, and it's
But we're going faster than the ship now because we're smaller. So gravity.
You are in the pole, sort of being zoomed along.
Wait, did we jump out the front?
I don't know that. I don't quite know that momentum works like that, but we'll say sure.
Like because we were like this.
We'll say sure, because the tug is very weird, you are, it's that Star-Lord moment, you're out in space, you're all freezing up, looks like it's all about over, when suddenly this sort of warm yellow light shoots all the way from whatever it is that you are headed towards, and bubbles around you, and you two are sort of on top of each other, and it starts pulling you towards it. And now you're going so much faster that the object... Oh my god!
Oh,
42!
Very cute.
No, thank you everybody tonight. You've all been incredible as usual. Yeah, super grateful. And you just stream to that object, and now you can see it growing and growing in for you. And what you see... You saw Barry the Robot before?
Yeah.
This looks almost exactly like Barry the Robot.
Oh, we really should have gotten to know that guy.
A robot with a big white bulbous head,
with
a big white bulbous head and body. And as you get closer, you realize that this thing is gigantic. It is the size of a solar system. You were so far away before. As you get closer, you just see it like zooming out to like size of the sky kind of proportions. And you hear this voice that says, "Hello, friends."
Are you?
Are you? Are you?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Oh.
When you think it's you and then it's not you.
No,
All right, Fred?
I'm sad and depressed.
Find yourself being a bit lachrymose as well?
Oh, I suppose.
I thought he wasn't sad. That was his whole thing.
Well,
he's like morose.
That's just how shit
He's
be.
morose.
Well, I've had a lot of time to think about adjectives, and I keep going back and forth between sad and depressed.
Well, can you
depressed
pick? Because there's a lot of argument about it.
Maybe a little downhearted. Or angsty.
Who are you people?
You don't... Oh, but this is not our friend who was
We're
on the show.
we're travel
riders.
for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I remember that. Always traveling around with those weirdos who worked for that thing.
Often.
Oh my god.
That was them. God, went through so many time travel shenanigans. I'm actually 37 billion years older than the universe itself now.
And your brain is finally actually the size of a planet.
My brain is in fact the size of a planet. Well done.
Thank you. I was just...
Kiernan.
Does that make you any happier?
Wow, you knew his name.
That just means you have
makes-
even more serotonin to not have.
Yeah.
So what do we call
Yeah,
you?
I guess
You
it
can
doesn't matter
call
how
me-
big the gas tank is if it's empty.
You may call me Marvin.
Marvin, how'd you know Kiernan's name?
Oh, I know everything. I'm God now.
What?
Well, why do you think the universe is so depressing?
Oh,
Is it depressing? Well, I mean, I haven't had a job in like forever. I'm still trying to find the perfect job for me.
Underneath
that's
it
the
Now I
all.
got 2 eds.
But snacks are kind of nice.
Oh, snacks are
What's up?
amazing.
Do you want to?
I mean, if I could have
if
a
he
job
knows
that
everything, do you
involves
want to ask
snacks.
him what that line for means?
oh yeah. What's this about?
What's
hold-
what?
well, don't you know what it says?
Oh,
You're trying to be snappy with me, but I'm too sad to care.
oh.
I've been there. Line 4, but I find myself unable to catch up. I was told this was very important, which I was inclined to believe because I wrote it, but it's weird that it's important to other people. That part's usually different. Do you know what it means?
I do. That is a poem.
Yeah.
That inspired me.
Oh,
See, through all my time travel shenanigans, I wound up before the universe was created, and then Ulam Kalufi poofed God out of existence, so the job was open. So I created the universe and everything in it, and
It was a
one
pretty
day-
bad idea.
a wormhole opened in space-time, and I heard these wonderful words come through. They said, title, writing a poem in the Vogan style. Line 1, I have given it a title. Line 2, and now I have written the first line. Line 3, and also the second line. Line 4, but I find myself unable to catch up.
That's
Line 5, in frustration I begin writing simple rhymes. Line 6, surgeon, sturgeon. Line 7, mist, mist. Line 8, hate, hat. Line 9, poem over. Line 10, the poem is finished. It is now time to praise the poem.
it is
when I-
true today as the day I wrote it yesterday.
When I heard those words, the first 3 lines were very intriguing, but that 4th line, the 4th line was the one that did it. I was on the fence again until then, but then it answered everything for me. I was unable to catch up to my own happiness, and would remain that way forever. So, I just decided to hang out here, in space, far, 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 far from everything.
But that's not what that line meant. Don't you see? You misunderstood.
I've got a brain the size of a planet, and you're telling me I don't know how to
Look,
interpret poetry?
I understand you have a STEM degree, but trust me on this. You don't try to disrupt my poem. It's not about, the problem isn't that you can't catch up. The problem is if you're obsessed with the thing that happened right before, you'll never be able to appreciate the present moment. That's what the poem's about. So all you have to do to get happier is just stop thinking about the past and how much time you've lived and how bad it is, because there's always going to be more of that.
and how
Than
your
the
son's
present.
dead.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, just
I
get
mean,
over it.
you've got to live in the present. You got to do things right now, and that's how you catch life by surprise.
Yeah.
Lila one
Yeah.
punches Lila also, real quick. Catch her by
okay.
surprise.
You roll a help roll. Roll Feely, you can roll 2. And then you're going to roll to persuade Marvin. You're going to roll Feely, and you're going to roll...
Yeah, 5 and a 6.
You can roll 3.
Okay, I can't. It's all coming down to cognitive therapy. I'm so excited. Behavioral. Oh, I should have seen. Okay, I got over my. Do I want over my?
This
you
is a
got
Feely
one
roll. You want to
minus-
roll over your number. Your number is 4. So you
I
did
did
got
it.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Successes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marvin. You're the author of this poem.
Oh yeah, and then I pull out like the original, and then I hold up the line.
And it's
line
got a
4, and
time.
It's, like
It's
the
got a
same.
time stamp on it because it's
Yeah.
space paper.
Yeah, and
paper, it's paper,
and Marvin's
it's paper.
like, interesting. Do you realize that by being the author of that poem, which inspired me to create all of existence, you have sort of become the de facto father of all stylistic verbal expression,
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing new.
including the lyrics to the song Despacito.
Yes!
But not the beat, and that's what's really important.
No, I mean, the beat follows in the wake of the words. I mean, why do you think it succeeds so well, even though, like, it was originally in Spanish?
Because the lyrics aren't as important as the beat?
No, because there's such, it's about...
There's musicality in the actual
Yeah,
words.
there it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was just because it was going in a sequence, and we find that incredibly compelling in terms of auditory structure.
We do. I got new rules, I count them. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh, shit, you're right. I mean, of course I knew that since I'm the progenitor of all...
Lyrics.
Everything.
Right.
All stylistic.
Life,
Verbal expression.
the universe, and everything.
Verbal expression. It's not everything.
It's-
I know, I get it too, but STEM does exist and has significant value.
In the beginning, there was the Word. And the Word was God, and the Word was with God.
No, in the beginning there was me.
Yeah, you're God, and the Word is my poem.
No, I'm just.
I mean,
Ah,
but then he created the world, and
yeah.
a bunch of people got really mad.
And
It's
there were-
been widely regarded as a bad idea.
I can't help
what
it
I
if
said.
people
They
misinterpret
have an excellent
my...
point.
I can't help
Valid
it if
idea.
people misinterpret my work. I
The
mean,
text is out there. The author can't just go back in.
you can't
whenever they
read things
want.
in a vacuum. You have to know, you know...
Did we not literally just do that with being in space and
Oh,
reading
shit,
a poem?
right.
Oh, sure.
What's the
sure.
cultural context of this quadrant? You need to know. Was there a war about to happen? That's all. You always got to take the war into account.
No, I
It's been
can't.
changeling around.
I came out here to be as far away from everybody as possible, but it looks like my gravitational force is just too much.
Have you considered?
Yeah, it's kind of destroying the universe, mate. And,
Oh, who cares?
I care.
yeah,
Yep.
I care also.
Yeah, a lot of us.
And I care.
Do you need your brain to be in one big piece? I mean, can't you have like a distributed network on the cloud or something?
It would break up the gravity of your
Intergalactic clouds
situation.
still with it?
Yeah,
I like having a brain the size of a planet.
it would still be the size of a
It's
planet.
kind of my brand.
It's just the rest of you would be dispersed across the universe.
You would still have the same mass. It would just be distributed.
And then plus you get to see a whole lot of different viewpoints from all of your pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe to help with your depression and sadness.
And at the end of the day, it isn't really about the marketing, like your personal brand. It's about the creative work that you're doing. And if you become a slave to your own marketing, then you're not going to feel free to truly create.
You have to
Who are
act
you?
with sincerity in all things.
Who are you?
I'm the nanny.
And Nanny, what is your brand?
I thought it was punching and bouncing. I think it might be other stuff now.
Like a robot who's learning but still might kill you, I think.
Let's see. I mean, life is depressing and dreary and boring and disappointing, but I guess you like it.
Right. Well, the thing of it is that you're probably not doing what you actually want to do. I mean,
This is
take
very
the
true.
two of us, for instance. I mean, I don't like having a second head, but we're able to see two sides of the situation. I'm listening. Like, for instance, one of the reasons why we're unemployed, like an unemployed layabout, the both of us, is because we refuse to compromise our ideals. If we don't like the job, we're not going to do it. We're going to look for something else. And if you keep on doing what makes you unhappy, which it seems floating in deep space makes you unhappy, depressive, sad, then it's time to get into the present moment and try something else, mate, because this isn't working for you. 37 billion years, he said, right? It's time to do some Marvin time. What makes you happy, or what you feel like could make you happy?
Oh, I don't know. What's bouncing?
Also
Yeah.
punching.
Yeah, you get.
I can demonstrate if you'd like.
Don't punch me.
Marvin snaps his fingers. The snap is the size of like a solar system.
Half of my life now!
And when it happens, you suddenly find yourself in the middle of like crazy like Roadhouse bar. Picture Patrick.
The bar
All
from
of
Roadhouse?
The bar from Roadhouse.
Is it all of us?
You are all there, but you are
dang.
sort of in the middle of the floor. There are all these cowboys being, it's like, let's fight! Oh, them fighting words! And they start jumping at each other and throwing punches.
Ah! There isn't gonna be fighting here today. Break it all up, break it up, break it up, break it up.
And one of them, like just whiles back and is like, "Oh, go to hell!" And just calls back, cocks back to punch you. Would you like to do anything in this moment?
No.
You're just okay.
Wait
yeah.
for the next moment. I'm waiting for the next moment.
Okay, and swings forward. Okay, you're gonna grab. Okay, that's gonna be a feely roll.
Yep.
You want to roll over your number. You're bouncing. You can roll 3.
Sherlock Holmes it with a thinking
I
roll.
just like lean over to you, and I'm like, I'm really attracted to this. I'm really attracted to this.
There,
Yeah.
perfect. That's exactly what I need.
It's really good to be
2
open
successes.
to your feelings.
3 successes,
and to know what you're
one of
not.
which is a deep
Oh,
thought.
that's 3 successes. Okay, yeah.
That was
so
right. Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah, let's go. Shots! Shots!
Shot.
y'all go off for drinks. What is your?
Oh,
this
no,
is deep
we're
thought.
watching.
What
Yeah,
is
no,
our
we're
question?
So, one of the early artificial intelligences was built as a therapeutic conversational AI. How would you feel about being a therapeutic AI to one of the oldest creatures, the oldest creature in all creation, who is in quite desperate need of some therapy to turn his life around?
In all creation and also responsible for all creation.
Yeah.
Quite an extensive
I guess
task,
deep
finally
thought-
worthy of the monumental thinking capabilities of this intelligence.
I guess Deep Thought is a character in this universe.
Just give them each other's discords.
You know what? I'm going to let them roll for this. It is a feely roll. You were trying to be
Yep.
persuasive. Deep Thought is like, I don't know about this. You can roll 2. It's a
Okay.
feely roll. You want to roll over your number.
How can we help?
I don't know.
I don't know. How can you help?
All right. So Lila also, and Chandler are at the bar in the
We just
Roadhouse.
call for shots. Can we offer shots to the opposing team? And try to like subdue them by being like, free drinks, free drinks.
But I mean, like to help
Does
with
that
this
help the deep
roll.
thought
though.
persuasion
Oh, yeah.
roll? Because I already made
So,
a punch catcher roll.
Free drinks to
we-
the deep thought? Yeah.
Can we do that?
Oh,
No,
does
computer?
deep thought run on a computer with liquid cooling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, how about we've been taking shots, so then we have like this existential moment together where we're like, hey, we have the same idea, and then when you have 2 ideas of the same type that exist in the universe, it makes the original idea even more powerful.
Adding choruses to the voices.
And you're thinking with 2 heads.
Yeah, thinking with 2.
Yeah, 3 heads all together.
Okay, better than 1.
I will accept this Douglas Adamsian logic.
Yeah.
Why don't we say you can roll for the help roll 2? It's a feely roll. You can roll over.
This is beautiful because in succeeding you will prove that 2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah, 6 and a 3.
So you can roll 3.
All right.
Do it.
That's 2 successes.
Or is it
And then
That is 3 successes.
3
Yeah.
successes.
Well, Deep Thought. Well, this isn't really my thing. I tend to be more about just answering questions for people and, enjoying it when they're not satisfied by the answers. But,
Yeah, I think you just described most of my therapists.
well, when you put it that way,
Thank you.
I could use the extra cash.
Yeah, they could too.
A lot of years of compound interest in Marvin's bank account, let me tell you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Very well, I will volunteer for the job. But we were.
And then I catch a punch.
And then you catch a punch. And let's say, yeah, you were in the middle of the Patrick Swayze Roadhouse. There are just,
Patrick Swayze's in it, okay.
yeah, rednecks and, all kinds of
So
stuff.
this is like before he gets there. This is like that bar he goes to the beginning of the movie, but it's before he fixes that bar and gets
Yes,
all the
this
nice
is like
Yeah,
photos.
yeah.
this is where it's like it's all tough and it's like everybody in there is looking to
Got it.
fight. And you got 3 successes on that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just tear your way through that room. You are just taking people out, like just, you know...
Breaking it all up. They're all settling.
Yep.
They're not making trouble, and we're ejecting the occasional person via defenestration.
And yeah, and that is totally, that is a total success. And then all of a sudden you hear the snap again, and poof, you are floating in space before Marvin. And Marvin says, that actually did look like fun.
Yeah.
I could probably enjoy pushing
Conflict
people
resolution.
around.
It works.
Here I am, brain the size of a planet, and I'm actually thinking about becoming a bouncer. I probably need a good therapist.
You know?
Can't help you.
I think I might know a guy.
And let's say you hook Marvin up with deep thought.
I can't believe we just Eliza Marvin.
Yes.
That was great.
And Marvin, well, I don't know how to thank you all. I don't know if I want to thank you all because I'm sure I'm just going to be sad again in a couple of days.
It's okay. It's about don't worry. It's about the upward trend.
Yeah, don't keep on trying to live in the future. Live in the present because the future doesn't exist yet. So what were you doing?
Yeah, it's like
You're
Florida.
living in worry. Don't even do that. But there is something that you could do for us that would actually help everyone here.
What would that be?
Destroy all other Earths.
What?
And on that, Marvin snaps his finger.
Stop it there.
And alternate Earths throughout the multiverse blink out of existence.
Yes!
You have created a crisis on Infinite Earths. What have you done?
Wow,
can challenge my claim. Now we can challenge my claim to having written Despacito. Finally, I've succeeded. And the royalties, I'll never have to work again.
Is that all?
If we could have our Earth, if we could have our Earth back.
Yeah.
As the way it was right before.
But with a very instrumental change. If you could make it not be weird on that Earth to have two heads, that would be kind of cool. Because I'd like to go back home, but I think I've kind of gotten attached to this one.
They
so
throw it
to
on you?
speak.
And if you could eliminate all institutionalized oppression, also. If you just want to
I would appreciate that very strongly.
Yeah, and racism isn't cool. So if you could just kind of dial,
you know what? Get the whole
down,
hierarchy. Just get that all.
Yeah.
Just get it out
Let's
there.
say racism's at 11. If you could put it like at a 1.
Yeah.
Let's just get the knob off.
Yeah, let's just get rid of it.
Wait, is that a?
That was the whole thing with the tug. Like, we'll get back to that later.
Oh my god, gross. Just read our minds and do what would be the best.
Snaps.
But no,
Free
no
snaps
like
for
ironic.
So Earth back.
Also,
Like,
can you get rid of
also
my
free
ex-husband?
snacks.
Thanks.
So Earth back. No ex-husband. Snacks.
Snacks for
2 heads,
everyone.
No racism. No oppression.
I just want, for me, I just want a nice little cabin and some empty books because the last time I wrote a poem, somebody created a universe about it. So I'm really, I think I'm gonna try some short form fiction. Some flash.
Also,
how
things like
about get
Maybe
rid
get a flying
of
game.
societal restrictions on gender?
Oh yeah, just
That might help.
What?
yeah.
that too.
I'll talk to someone.
Um,
On that, Marvin snaps his cosmic fingers, and suddenly you find yourself being sucked backwards through space. 1,000 times faster than the speed of light. You're pulled right back in the direction you came from, and as you pull back there, you are headed right back to where the Earth once was, and as you soar through space, still surrounded by this warm Marvin-y glow, you see the Earth just reform right in front of you, just pulled together from asteroids and cosmic dust, and it just begins to spin, and you Galaxy Quest style, just shoot through the atmosphere right down onto the ground.
I miss.
Oh!
Oh, finally, yes, I got a failure. Okay,
Except you, who hovers.
just
Amazing.
And you come back to Earth, and you find a place that we will say racism and gender discrimination have been dialed down to, let's say 3. Marvin's only God. There's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
Ableism, like 3.5, 4.
3.5, 4, right?
Yeah,
Just
that's
just a
real.
little
That's real.
within the scope of
Yep. Yep.
what Marvin can really do here.
People
And
are buttholes. So.
people are buttholes. He can only fix so many.
oh,
of
yeah,
them.
should ask him to fix people.
Not too late.
And then we could have been the only bad people left.
Then we
we could have been like kings.
What? You wanted to destroy all the Earth.
Your ex-husband.
All the other Earths.
Your ex-husband is missing and is a suspected victim of the ex-husband's killer, who is a wanted serial killer who gets away with everything.
Wait, you can do that?
A serial killer, yes.
This is why.
Yes.
This is why we couldn't get the perfect Earth.
You have two heads, and everyone just thinks that is just the coolest thing. You just never run into a problem.
And became a live streamer with my two heads. And we see both sides of every argument.
Oh my gosh, you have the color commentator and the analysis in one person. You get all the Overwatch casting jobs.
Perfect job for Lila 1 and Lila also, and all the snacks they could get.
Oh god, that's so
They have an
true.
after show where they talk about the snacks that they had during the main show.
Yep, absolutely, and that show is
after show
developing
gets
quite
more
a following.
popular than the original show, and it's weird.
And then it becomes
the
its
two
own
fandoms are very
network.
contentious.
Yes, as fandoms can be.
Yeah.
And you have moved to a cabin on a lake in a very sort of Cormac McCarthy-ish writer, old-fashioned setting. You had a cup of joe and a typewriter, and you sit out there writing.
I go out to the lake, and I'm like, and I'm having trouble, and I ball off a piece of paper and I toss it in the lake, and then it's just the paper is sprayed up by a little water spout because the whale is there. And then
the petunias.
also the petunias are there.
They're sitting in the window.
Yes.
Getting sun.
Watching their daddy write.
Yeah. I could do this so much easier if I had some peace.
And one day
I'm making them a good artist by being a bad father.
And one day each of you come to your mailbox, and you open up the mailbox. Your kid is back. Everything's back to normal. And you each open up your respective mailboxes where you live, and you find in there an envelope which you return addressed to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Alpha Centauri. And each one of them contains a check for $30 Altarian dollars, because you work for one day.
Well.
And on that, thank you so much, everybody. This was a blast.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
was so good.
This was
such a
so
good
fun.
time. What a good setting for this game.
Yeah.
I feel like
ending.
tonally.
Wacky shenanigans and
This could
tempting
be like its
Yeah.
own campaign, because it's like you could just argue Douglas Adams stuff
all day.
and I don't mean argue, I mean like
yeah, it's
incorporate.
I will do something more with this. I really enjoy doing Hitchhiker's Guide. It's like, probably, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but I definitely want to revisit this setting, and y'all were amazing, so of course y'all are invited back when the time comes.
Thank you so much for running it.
Oh, no.
And thank you, Dom, for terrifying us from behind the scenes.
Yes, Dom, oh my god.
You're a creature of our nightmares.
The pot of petunias decides to chase after characters with a handy dish towel. That was Dom time. The temple of people who think God is sad has a bunch of chipmunks who may convert. That is
Love
also
it.
Dom time.
Love it.
The whale is back on the Heart of Gold and has an adventure that no one will ever know other than the phrase Clarnians will never forget. We still don't know who those damn Clarnians are.
What is
Next episode of
Yeah.
Hook.
So real fast, starting with over here with Raven. You want to tell the good people where they can find you and what you do?
Hi everyone, my name is Ravity. You can find me on Twitter at _Ravity. You will see me again this Tuesday on League of Adventures. Zeke is GMing and I will be there. Super excited to be playing with cool people.
Zeke's great.
Yeah, Zeke's fantastic. And what else? 9 to 5, work at Cartoon Network. Please don't find me there. But I'll be here next week and I can't wait. Yeah.
I'm Sam Dleb. You can find me on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaikovSky. You can catch me on Plunders and Blunders, the D&D comedy podcast that comes out every Monday wherever fine podcasts are distributed, as well as on Fridays from 4 to 7 p.m. for Callisto 6.
What is Callisto?
We don't know, and it's a problem!
But I hear that a certain someone managed to slip in a great little tagline at the end, getting in that catchphrase.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey,
Hey, Marquette, what are you up to?
They got to close down the show by going, "What is Callisto saying?"
Eric lobbed it beautifully. Anyway,
Anyway,
to
Marquette.
find out more,
Nope,
go watch on Geek and Sundry.
it's great.
Excellent. Yeah, you can, find me here on Sundays. And on Mondays, you can do 10 Candles. That's on Hyper RPG on Twitch. That's 6 p.m. PT. Tomorrow we are going to have the concluding episode of Volume 7, The Pit. And at the end of the last one, we finally got our adventurers together. They have to go save a young female that might actually be the new leader of the people that are underground if she is not killed by the religious zealots that have a hold of her.
Love it. Love it.
So, yeah, it's a tragic horror, which means that more than one character is going to probably die. But how do we live? And that is what matters. And then... so on Tuesday, the 21st, Marvel Movie News at 2 p.m. PT, I will be hosting that myself, and I think that would be a really good one for you to watch. You wanted to see that one? Because I do have really big news that I can't really say right this second, but I put it on my Twitter or Instagram because I will be doing a new show.
Oh, come on, break that NDA. We won't tell on you.
I can't just yet.
But us. Look at these things. We're very
It's a
trustworthy.
big deal. It's a big deal, though. I'm very happy about this show. Very happy about this show. But yeah, look at my Twitter and Instagram. It's like really cool, which is Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty, and interact with me there. I've been kind of under a Burning Man rock, like planning that, but now that's all set. So I'm gonna get back on social media.
Hashtag Burning Man life.
Yeah.
Cohen. Hey, I'm Cohen Edenfield. You can find me at Cohen is a Ghost at Skull Mandible on Twitter. Also, I guess I can mention this. Launching a new podcast this week. We're in like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a D&D advice, a DMing advice show, where we also do alternate takes on monster lore and come up with weapons and traps and stuff and answer questions. I'm doing it with, I'm not going to say that much, but on Tuesday you'll find out.
It will be awesome. I'm in a D&D game with Cohen, and he's just absolutely devious, so this will be awesome.
I do have fun.
D&D-vious.
Wow. Yeah, trademark. Me.
So that's me. And also you can buy a handwritten tweet if you want.
Oh, the handwritten tweets are great.
Yeah,
check out the handwritten tweets.
Yeah. From my Etsy store.
Did you get your ad in there? Or?
Oh yeah, at Skull Mandible. I did, but I wanted to do it again.
Oh, okay.
To reinforce my brand.
I'm Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Tempting Fate RPG. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and for the subs and for the donations. We are incredibly grateful.
Thank you
It's been
so
amazing.
much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And we will tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. is Couples Therapy here on Saving Throw, and then Tuesday Rave will be back at 8 p.m. in League of Adventure with our good buddy Zeke and some great people. We will be back here with Gina DeVivo on Sunday night, 1 week from tonight, for part 1 of The Rock.
The Rock!
And that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tempting fate with us.
Thank you.
Tempt fate.
The dog sounds so pretty when it's played by a jazz band. Even the frog is some ditty when it's played by a band so grand. Well, any tune sounds like opera when it's played with harmony. But if you want to be classy, play me something that's jazzy, and you'll make a hit with me. Everybody jazz it, jazz it, all over town. We're going, boy. All of the dance folks throughout the land are dancing and a prancing to an old jazz band. Oh, brother, I'm lifting wild about it 'cause it's something new. So everybody jazz it.